not. Oh, there we go. All right, I think I'm live again. I don't know what the hell that was. Hello, hello. Testing, testing. Am I live right now? All right, I guess I'm just gonna keep start over again, basically, because my internet does not like me. I don't know. All right. I apologize. But let's start over again. Why not? Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Hope the stream sticks good and stays this time. Um so this is gonna be a Boogie 2988 reaction video because I don't know a whole lot about him. And I know he recently made this whole pity me, I'm so pathetic documentary with the assistance of some Michael Klum guy, right? It sounds like someone that's a name that sounds like something from the Nutty Professor or something like, oh, it's the Clumps or something. But whatever. Which is kind of ironic considering we're talking about Boogie, but whatever. But before I got into that, I wanted to just really quickly talk about the bitch, the hypocritic bitch, who apparently could strike my internet and make it shut off. I don't know. I'm like keeping an eye out this time. But she's causing more drama on Twitter for being a racist bigot, like usual, and being a hypocrite, and blah, blah, blah. I'm probably not going to go over this video because I kind of want to make a whole separate video on her. But it's basically the whole, she started this whole, oh, is Miles Morales actually Spider-Man? Yeah, he always was, wasn't he? Like, what are they talking about? So it's like, and she started this whole drama documentary. Sorry, that was the other thing. She started this whole drama on Twitter about people talking, is Miles Morales considered Spider-Man or not? And like, I'm not the biggest MCU fan. I don't really like superheroes that much, to be honest. I think I'm so fed up with superheroes and shit like that, but I do like the Spider-Man games. Well, the newer ones I like. I like the older Spider-Man movies, but I haven't seen any of the newer Spider-Man movies because, like I said, I've been kind of sick of superhero shit for a while now, so I've just been kind of avoiding all the superhero movies. So I haven't seen a whole lot of it. Hold on one second. Sorry, my throat's getting dry already. But apparently, her being racist and not wanting to think that Miles Morales is part of / is also Spider-Man stirred up some controversy on Twitter or something like that. Not really a big thing. It's just a bunch of racist people who don't want to acknowledge that Miles is also Spider-Man. Like, wasn't there a fucking pig that was like Spider-Man too? Like, if you go in there, like that was the whole thing with the whole multiple universe thing with Marvel, right? It's like, oh, there's different Spider-Mans everywhere. At least I thought there was. And all these universes are like coming together and everything. And that's was like Peter was the Spider-Man from, if you want to call it the main universe, and then Miles was a Spider-Man from a different universe, and it like collided together, so now there's two of them or something. So I'm really not really sure on that. Like I said, I'm not some Marvel fanboy that I'm like super familiar with all this stuff. So right, so anyway, let me just see really quick, because like I need to go over a whole ass video on this idiot, because just every time I see her I get really irritated. Every time I see her hypocritical lying face, right? It's like she's like the biggest, like she's almost as big a hypocrite as DSP himself. And I feel she's deserving to being her own lolcow. like just as much as DSP and Boogie and all these people are.
Is Miles Morales. However, you know just as much as I do that they have been trying to shoehorn Miles Morales into Peter Parker's Spider-Man space. Miles Morales is the real Spider-Man now because we are completely eliminating an existing character and pushing him out of the picture. He doesn't matter anymore, especially, well, first they're going to cuck him, then they're going to push him out of the picture. All right, that is what...
Well, that's already like a bunch of lies because, again, different universes, like, wasn't Miles, like, in the comics as Spider-Man as well? Also, like, the newer ones? So, like, I don't know why she thinks there has to only be one Spider-Man when, again, if you watch Into the Spider-Verse or whatever, there's like a shitload of Spider-Man. So I really don't understand. Like, there's more than one dummy. Like, I don't know. But, like, I don't know. Like, it just seems like, oh no, they're trying to, like, because that's the feeling I get from her. It's like she doesn't really give a shit about Spider-Man or comics at all. All she sees in her dumbass racist brain is, oh, they're trying to get rid of the white Spider-Man and replace it with a black Spider-Man. And Spider-Man can't be African American. No, Spider-Man's an American hero. He needs to be all white. That's just the feeling I'm getting from this idiot. But that's enough of that idiot, because I'm going to talk about her on a different stream, on a different, either different stream or different video. I'm not sure. But let's actually get to the video where that was the whole point of this, actually. So this is the documentary, and I'm gonna try to go over it. Hopefully it won't be too long. Even though I say that, but it is long. I will do 1.25 because I don't know how slow he is. She really is, though. How you doing, Jay? But yeah, no, that's a whole nother video because I do not like her at all. Like, something about her just really gnaws at me the wrong way. Not to mention the fact that she's hypocritic and like a super bigot towards anything that's not white and straight. So, like, it's just a very hateful person. And she's clearly just, like, trying to hide her bigotry behind her fake religion. But I digress. We're here to talk about Boogie, not other bitches. He's a bitch enough for more than one person. So this is basically, you're gonna see it. It's a whole pity me, my life sucks, I can't do anything about it. Super defeatist attitude he's gonna have, and you're gonna see that throughout this whole documentary. I haven't seen this whole thing. I only seen like a few clips here and there, and I figured, well, before I end up inadvertently seeing the whole thing watching someone else stream, I might as well give my, as blind as I could be, reaction to it. So I just wanted to get my reaction before I accidentally see any more of it. So let's get started.
When I'm on my deathbed, the biggest regret I will ever have is knowing that I had a job that every person in the world would fucking kill for, and I fucked it up. I'm gonna be mad about that until I go to the fucking grave.
E2988, he's a legend of YouTube. He's been around forever.
I will say right off the bat, the Mike, I'm assuming, did do some pretty decent editing for this. It almost seems like a real thing. Yeah, so I actually, if we have time, I have it brought up here. So if I have time, I might actually go over this as well. We'll see how long me reacting to the original documentary takes, and then I'll probably go over this afterwards. Because I did see that as well. A little bit of that. But first I wanted to go over this to familiarize myself a little bit more with Boogie. Because like I said, I'm not as well versed in who Boogie is compared to like DSP. So like, I know some stuff of it. Plus I don't know how accurate this documentary is going to be on him either. So
there was one girl. I don't know if I should talk about this, Mike, but I'm going to. There was one girl that I dated.
And
She
we
liked
start
a lot
off
of
with him in a
childish
fucking
things.
bathtub?
She
What
liked
the
rubber
hell?
ducks. That's why I have some of these rubber ducks. And one of my favorite memories with her is us sitting in this tub, her playing with rubber ducks as I washed her, and then when we got out, I took her to bed. One of the best nights of my life.
So he has a history of dating underage children, basically. Okay.
It happened right here.
What the why would you show
Yeah,
this?
so when it comes to financial approach, I don't fucking.
I don't want
know
to
what I'm
see
doing.
him in a
Money
bathing.
comes in, money goes out. For the longest time, my ex-wife handled that shit, but then I got divorced. I don't know where my money is. I don't know what it's doing. The only thing I've ever done with it is I threw it into crypto and then lost a shitload of it. Well, here's everything. If you want to see, there's $2,758 in my bank account right now, and let's see if mortgages come out yet. So tomorrow, when they take mortgage out, I'll have about $700 to live off of until the 20th, when I get paid again from YouTube. So I'm just going to live off of $700, and I'll probably sell some cards along the way and use that money to make ends meet as well. I have a credit card with them that I owe $600 on, and on top of that, I still owe $163,000 on my house. I think my net worth is zero. Once you pull the equity out of the house, get rid of the house debt, sell off all my collectibles.
Okay. Like, so I don't know what day this was recorded on. He said like I only have $750 or something left until he gets paid on the 20th. So I don't know what day this was recorded on to go from that day to the 20th, but I mean, I could make that easily. I could make that work easily, but like I'm not flexing, obviously. I'm not the most wealthy person. I'm used to working with a little bit of money, and if all that is after his mortgage comes out and everything, that's his biggest bill is probably his mortgage. So yeah, I mean, if you only have to worry about gas and groceries and maybe like the electric bill or something like that, you could easily make that last until then. At least I could.
And pay off all my debts. I think that puts me at $0. Shit. I'm worthless. Yeah, this is the hard part. Back to reality.
And that's the other thing. It's like, if you actually had a gastric bypass, I'm sorry, today, it's been a while since I streamed, so I'm just like flubbing my words. I know it's been a while and everything, so I apologize. I got to get back used to it because I know it's been a little while. But, like, how do you have a gastric bypass and then regain all that weight that you lost again? Like, it's not that easy to gain weight after that because like you have to literally stretch out your stomach, but you can't do it all at once. It has to be like a slow buildup of you stretching your stomach out back to where it was before. And then on top of that, wouldn't that kind of like make you sick and like your body's kind of telling you like, hey, you shouldn't be like, I'm specifically talking after having gastric bypass, not just in general, but like after having gastric bypass, and then if you start eating too much stuff, couldn't you get sick from that or something? It's like, I just do it. And I'm bigger myself because I was actually contemplating getting gastric bypass myself. Still kind of am. I don't know. But I don't see how you could like regain all that weight that you lost. I'm like, ain't there a reason why like Wings had to go to what was it, Mexico to hit his because he wouldn't be approved in America because you got to actually like see a therapist and they got to like sign you off to say that, hey, you're right, you're not gonna be able to, you'll probably gain all your weight back if you had the surgery or something, right?
But my best feature, this is the one the ladies love. I call it.
I am looking away because I did unfortunately see this before. I do apologize. No one wants to see this.
Second one.
What the fuck, man? Why would you show this off?
Glorious meat curtains.
I don't like showing it to people, and people don't like seeing it.
So why are you doing it, dumbass?
So that's why I'm going to die alone.
Oh my god.
Well, my real name is Steve Williams. I'm known online as Boogie 2988 because there's a lot of famous Steve Williamses, and I'm not one of them, right? I started a YouTube channel back in 2006, right at the very beginning, and I got famous for comedy sketches as well as like life vlogs and just sharing my personal life with other people. What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie 2988 coming at you. My ankle on my left leg and head. But that's just.
All right, so this is gonna be a rough watch. I do apologize. I know I knew what I was getting myself into, but goddamn. All right, so I do apologize for you having to see that, but it is part of it for some fucking reason because he's an idiot and doesn't know what to share and what not to share. Like, you can make a documentary and still, like, have it be, like, dramatic and stuff without, like, embarrassing yourself. But it seems like he's just super prone to embarrassing himself. I don't know. Another thing I want you guys to keep, I'm a mess. All right, so another thing I want you guys to keep in your head while we're watching this is a manifestation. So I know some people don't believe in manifesting things or whatever, and it's not quite what you think it is, but your words have power, right? And I don't want to sound super new age hippie or whatever, but it is true. Your words do echo and have power. So if you're always gonna always putting yourself down, always talking shit about you, I'm a fat fuck, I'm gonna die alone, no one loves me, no one wants it, like blah 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 blah, that's gonna manifest into your real life. Maybe through your own actions, because that's like your words echo your own beliefs, then your own beliefs echo translate to your own actions. And and then your own actions will make your thoughts into reality in a way, right? So it's like you'll over here be like, I'm gonna die alone, no one loves me, I'm useless, I own, like, you know what I mean? It's gonna translate into real life, and you'll start seeing your life become more and more what you think and what you say and that kind of thing. So I want you to think about that every time you hear him talking down about himself like this. Because, yes, it is a form of manipulation, and he's most likely doing it, maybe not so much that he thinks that, but because he's trying to gain pity and manipulate people. But it also is going, even if you don't, like, mean it, it's still going to manifest in a way or two. And I just want you to keep that in mind, too, as we continue watching this. Because I've already seen that quite often, and like, just in this little 4 minutes that we've been watching.
The kind of woman I married, so give her some love in the comment section. Give her as much money as I used to make, and it's not exactly enough to make ends meet. This is where I spend 6 to 8 hours a day trying to figure out how to save my career. What's up? Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, Boogie 98 coming at you. I was getting to the power of the internet. Today, let's talk a little bit about why you got to do better than I did, right? I've told the audience, I've told you guys, I've told everybody, this is the center of my world, right here in this recliner with my dogs, watching television, playing video games on that television. But the other day, the audio on this TV started to go out, and whenever it would make like S sounds, it would crackle. And so I know I'm budgeting, but I immediately went to Amazon and bought a sound bar for $100. And then the next day, the TV stopped crackling. And now I have a $100 sound bar that I don't need. But I know I'm supposed to.
And again, that leads into the whole impulse issue that he seems to be having a lot. Like, he seems to really, like, I also have some issues that a lot of these lolcows have, where I have spending issues, I have impulse control issues, I'm overweight myself a bit, not this bad, not that fat, but again, you gotta, like, wait a bit, like, hear it out. If your TV starts making some weird sounds, keep an ear on it for, like, a couple weeks. Make sure it stays there. Don't just go right out and buy a brand new fucking soundbar the day after you first hear it. That makes no fucking sense.
To be budgeting right now, but because that's my TV, because that's my only source of entertainment, because it's the only thing I do, it's one of the only things that bring me peace. Like, I'm like, I have to be able to hear my fucking TV. But that's every addict, right? Like Mitch Hedberg said, I'll just do enough heroin. And then he like OD'd on heroin, right? So I guess every addict tries to manage the addiction, but I don't know, man.
He has a lot of shit. Like,
You're
I
talking
thought
about
I had a
compulsive
lot of
spending
stuff,
now?
but holy crap, he has a lot of shit.
Dude, I spend a lot of money on stuff. You know where a lot of the money went? And like it felt really compulsive at the time.
What the? $200,000? Jesus
I'm a former
Christ!
sex worker escort, and Boogie 2988 was one of my clients. From LA, and I get a message on this website. You can probably guess which one, from this guy who looked a lot like Boogie.
I took women on vacation.
Oh, and they're LA hookers too, so that's even better. I'm sure they're super clean, right? What the fuck?
And I took them out to fancy dinners, and I took them to like Disneyland and shit.
He bought me dinner, he got me a purse that we were talking about over messages, and he got me a couple gift cards, and he spent well over $5,000 on just that night.
You know the rules. The rules are we're gonna go out and eat. We're gonna have dinner. Maybe we're gonna fuck. And you're gonna enjoy a nice lifestyle that you don't normally get to enjoy.
So he's
So it was
like
really funny.
trying to he's paying money to role play. So he's paying a lot of money to role play having like a family life. Kind of in the same way DSP is, if you think about it, because obviously Kat is not all of that clearly into him, and it's just more of a image thing for DSP, and he's just paying money, and it's like marriage of convenience. So it's like he's doing that, and he's not directly paying her, but in a way indirectly is paying her. And Boogie is over here doing the same thing, but paying way more money for like conjugal visits, basically. To fucking what? Roleplay as like a family man? I don't fucking know. It's so stupid, man. Don't pay for sex. Like, you could, like, if you just try a little bit harder, you can probably get it for free if you really need it, man. And this is coming, I don't know how, like, as someone who's asexual, so I don't really get, like, sexual attraction to anyone, so maybe I was like, it's a little weirder for me because I don't understand it or don't get it. Like, I mean, I've had sex before, and, like, it was okay, it was good. I can see why people like it, but, like, paying that much money for it, it's not worth it, dude. Like, you can buy a fucking nice-ass car, $200,000. And what was it, like 3 years, 4 years? You know what you could fucking do with $200,000?
Definitely tell he was nervous. He did eat a lot of food. I'm pretty sure he got 2 entrees, which was very unique.
It's not a revelation. I like beautiful women. I like to hang out with beautiful women, fuck beautiful women. We all do. I never got to do that. The women I dated were pretty, sure, but they were like Arkansas 8s, not LA 10s. With sugaring, I got to fuck some LA 10s, and I think that's cool.
We got back to the hotel.
What an asshole. Like, I get it, you want to fuck like a pretty, beautiful woman or whatever, but like, maybe I don't get it. Maybe that's just it. It's like, I couldn't have sex with someone I don't like the personality of, right? If someone's an asshole, like if you like, oh, she's smoking hot, but she's a total asshole, right? I wouldn't be able to have sex with that person. Because it's like, a person's true beauty is based on their own actual personality, not just on their fucking looks alone. You know what I mean?
And I do regret to say that.
And I'm sure a lot of the women in, where does he live? Arkansas were probably fine.
Or anything. There was rules upon rules upon rules, and it took me a lot of time to find a stick. I am now married with 2 kids, and sleeping with Boogie is one of the reasons I quit sex work.
Is that sexist to me? Sure. Is that womanizing me? Sure. I don't really care. I'm a 48-year-old man. I never got to fuck a model. This let me fuck a couple of models. Is that wrong?
No, it's just a waste of money, that's all.
Here we have some of the women in this area that are local and ready to go out. They'll go to dinner with you. They'll go to a show with you. Maybe they'll come back to your place. But they are expecting something in exchange. But then it's window shopping, right? Like any other meat market like Tinder, you kind of scroll down the
And
list
yeah,
of
he
photos
says
until you
he's
find
not
something that looks
sexist. Okay,
interesting
you're
to
not
you.
sexist, sure.
I think this girl's really cute. Oh yeah, yeah. She's definitely a little thicker than I necessarily would always go for, but there's nothing
Oh,
wrong
look
with
who's
that.
talking.
So I deserve to go to Disneyland with a beautiful girl, right? I deserve to go to New
No,
York and
you
explore
actually
Times Square
don't
with a
deserve
beautiful
any of
girl.
these things.
Right?
What?
Like, I deserve that, and I want that, and I've never had it. Man, if I had that money back, that would be half of my mortgage right now. That $1,000 is my entire health insurance payment.
No
I don't know what
shit.
the prostitutes spent with it, and I hope they spend it in good health. But I could use that shit right now, you know?
Yeah, no shit.
We're gonna go for a walk. So he knows. You can't tell me he doesn't know. Leo, baby, I know. We'll go in a second. I gotta prep your brother. He's great. He's actually, I actually really love him a lot. Leo.
I know how much these things mean to you. What's it like to have to sell them to be able to live?
So selling off these things kind of sucks because I've been playing Magic for 30 years, and some of the cards in this box I opened back in 1994. I opened them in like 96, and I've held on to them ever since. And that's like they're a piece of my childhood. They're a piece of my history. I thought I was going to get buried with this stuff. This is my stuff. This is me. This is part of me. And I made some money off of YouTube last month, but I did not make enough. Without a sponsor or something like that, I'm not making enough. So we're going to go to the game shop. But this is going to keep me from going out on the streets, right? Like this is going to keep me in a house. So I think it's bittersweet.
Like, again, you're seeing his expenses and everything, right? So if his monthly expenses are that high, that's a lot of fucking money for monthly expenses, dude. Like, you can move into a smaller apartment. You don't have to have this giant ass house for just you. Sorry. Like, can't you sell your house and get a decent condo, smaller condo or apartment? Then that would drastically lower your monthly expenses and you wouldn't have to worry about that. Wait, how much did you say he was making on YouTube? $3,000 from YouTube a month. Like, I could eat, like, I don't want to get too personal in terms of that, but I'd be set for the whole month, more than set for the whole month, if I had $3,000 a month income. Because that's less than I'm fucking making, I'll tell you that right now. And, like, my bills aren't nearly higher than that. They're not. Like, my beers are way less than that. So it's like, that's freaking insane to me.
Go to the game shop, but this is going to keep me from going out on the streets, right? Like this is going to keep me in a house. So
yet again, though, he could sell his house and get a smaller fucking house.
I think it's bittersweet. I think he would find it bittersweet. He would have wished I had spent my money smarter. I'm selling Magic cards on Whatnot. I'm selling collectibles on eBay. I'm selling arcade machines locally. I'll sell it all. And I'm going to sell enough to help with mortgage, but I'm also going to sell enough to be able to play Magic tonight because I don't want people wondering why I'm not there. I don't want people like knowing I'm broke. Like that's embarrassing. I can't afford $30 to play Magic. So I'm spending $30 to play Magic tonight. Okay, so this month I need from you about $1,000 to make mortgage. So I need you to pick out like $1,000 for the stuff. Like there's a couple of cradles in there. Mm-hmm. There's a City of Traders in there.
Well, I can do 200 apiece on those.
What? Dude, I thought we were looking more like 400, 450 on each of these. 175 is what it's down to.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Those
Good Lord, that took a beating.
Almost like the economy is not doing very good right now, huh? And if I like there were like I'm not that big into Magic the Gathering. I think I still have like 2 or 3 pre-made decks, but that's kind of about it. And I know I don't have like anything super rare, I don't think. I have some cards that are like, well, the Magic the Gathering cards I do have are like more older dragon cards, stuff like that. I think I have like a red dragon deck and stuff like that, but I haven't bothered looking into that. But like for me, I mostly like to collect old video games, especially older video games. So like I guess for me this would be kind of like having to sell an older like PlayStation RPG or something or some, because like so I've apparently some of the games that I have are worth like decent amount of money, and like I can imagine trying to sell that. One of those would fucking devastate me too. So I guess I can see that, but Jesus.
List cards, Glenn.
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere but up.
Okay. Well, you say that, but the dual lands went down.
I mean, yeah, all right. As long as I'm getting mortgage money, as long as I get some cards there tonight, okay. You gave me these back.
Mm-hmm.
You want to sell on until I come back in here because I'm not going to sell them anybody else but you.
Okay.
Make it 3 chicken quesadillas.
What's paying for this?
Shit, you're paying me back later. That don't hurt. Yeah, we all look the same in a game shop. It's because we're fucking outcasts. We're in a kind of small town. We're fucking autistic as shit. We're awkward around women. We're awkward around people. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. And then I come back here and I'm looking at all the shit I need to sell. And I'm surrounded by all the shit that I bought for YouTube videos and stuff. And it's hard to not think about what a fuck up I am. But that's why I go to the arcade. That's why I go to play Magic. That's why I have my friends over. Because for just a few hours, I'm not that fuck up from YouTube. I'm just Steve Williams. I'm just me. Oh, this is my Saturday night crew. We get together every Saturday. We eat pizza. We play Magic. We play board games. We do Smash Brothers. Magic the Gathering. This is my crack. This is my cocaine. I met him at the Magic Shop. I met him in the Magic Shop. Now him, I met at the Magic Shop. This guy I met at the Magic Shop. This guy I met at the Magic Shop. This guy I met because he was roommates with a friend I met at the Magic Shop. Okay, so I have $1 million question for you guys. Every Saturday we get together.
I like how they're all kind of like
Saturday,
obese.
I order, what, pizza,
and like I don't know if that's like
tacos. Those are the things I normally get, right? Like I normally spend like 100.
Fat shaming or anything, because like I know I'm fat too, but it's like it's kind of ironic that they're all kind of
I showed
overweight.
my bank books today, and I'm not like I've never wanted to burden you guys with this, but like I'm at a point where saving $300 a month would be useful.
I mean, we've been telling you for years that we don't care about the food that much.
Okay.
Like don't get me wrong. I like having snacks and soda when I'm over here because I don't eat those at my house. Right. But we've definitely said it throughout the years. Like you don't have to feed us, but you do it anyway. So
when are we going to start bringing girlfriends around? Also, when are we going to start bringing girlfriends around that aren't hookers? Because that's all I've brought around for 5 years. I mean, like we haven't had like legitimate girlfriends over in a long time.
You have like 2 women back there.
You haven't dated in a while.
That are like friends with you, apparently.
I mean, you've like had some.
I think he's a good guy, yeah. I think that Boogie's definitely a good guy.
I don't know about that.
He loves his friends and his family, and he cares about people a lot, and he cares about what people think about him a lot. He's a fun person to be around and to laugh and make jokes with. Sometimes we open up and we have like really personal conversations, and I enjoy getting to know him in that way as well.
Willing to do things for us. He's offered to, take care of us or offered us a room if he needs it. He's still going to make some of the same jokes. We all have a sort of dry sense of humor.
Sincere kindness. It doesn't always show up, but he does have a lot of compassion for people.
I think he's just a guy with good and bad. But I don't think he's as bad as a lot of corners of the internet think he is.
I think as long as he stops tweeting the N-word, he'll be fine.
The N-word is just a word. If you guys left and these cameras weren't rolling and I was sitting here alone in the dark and I said the N-word, there's no magic power to it.
So say it.
Oh no, I'm not gonna say it on camera where it could hurt somebody. I like offensive humor. I like dark jokes. I say fucked up shit.
My God.
I think the darker something is.
So stupid.
Cancer, rape, murder, child abuse. The darker it is, the more important it is to make jokes about it.
Hey, L Sandwich, how you doing? Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. I mean, I didn't go through it. I'm still alive. She's dead. And, so fuck her. And now she's dead. That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color, or is it not? I don't know.
Wow.
Someone says you can't put your finger into a clitoris. Somebody here doesn't have a scalpel handy. You play that fucker just right, you can wrap it all around your fingers. You gotta shave real thin. Woo! That's disturbing. That's the most fucked up thing. No, I plan to shoot you, bud.
You pointing a gun at me?
Yes. Is this what we have to do?
Where it really
Hey,
went
shoot
south
a
is
gun in a school zone, dude. It's such a great idea, man. I hope that didn't land and hit a kid or something,
one
dude.
guy spent like a month of his time gathering every link, every video clip, everything I'd ever said or done since 1998, and he compiled it into this one huge mega thread. It's like 10, 15 pages long. And every time my name would get mentioned on Reddit moving forward, they would all link to that mega thread. Well, these people on Reddit began to bombard my sponsors to make me look as bad.
Wait, go back. I want to see what all the things supposedly he was abused of. Or accused of.
These people on Reddit
Let's see. Abused his wife, supported child abusers, had attraction to minors. I believe that, considering his girlfriend. mocked racial minorities. Yes, we saw him do that. Lied about mental health diagnosis. Claimed good things came. He really said that?
Bombard my sponsors to make.
All right, yeah, here we go. All right. Claim good things come from the house. Holy shit, that's horrible. Threatened to kill his own dog. Use his friend's death to promote new channel. That sounds like Phil. Made fun of child for having divorced parents. Threatened suicide to guilt. Jesus Christ. Faked harassment emails to gain sympathy. Flirted with his friend's widow after his death. Misused Patreon funds. Yeah, it sounds like Phil. Manipulated his sugar. Lied about weight loss progress. Oh my god.
Make me look as bad as possible.
Jesus.
Every time I got a new sponsor, they would bombard them. And eventually they dropped me.
Gee, I wonder why. And these were like, probably were like video proven backwards. Oh, but it's out of context, dude. It wasn't out of context. You could each one of those in that mega thread probably had a link to a video where he actually said something like that. And it's like, no, it wasn't just like, oh, out of context. It was what he said. I'm like, that's some fucked up shit.
Are you ready? Are you ready to step back into 1988? You ready to go back to my childhood? Because that's what's behind the star. You know what? Do you want to know what this represents to me? This is everything that was good about my childhood. And when I walk back in here, it's like going back in time, except things aren't completely shitty. So this is the classic. I mean, I even have a Pac-Man tattoo. This is the game I most identify with because it's about a little round guy.
I was just about to say that, actually.
Eating everything in sight and getting chased by ghosts of his past. So I'm basically Pac-Man. I know, it's simple fun. And
I never liked Pac-Man, actually.
I might have sprained it or broken it or something. I was walking to the bathroom in there, and there was a loud snap sound, and things kind of shifted in one direction.
And of course he's wearing Crocs,
because
obviously he has to be wearing Crocs, right? Jeez.
It's the fun part about being old and fat. You never know. You don't know if you'll wake up tomorrow. You don't know if today's that stroke or heart attack you've been waiting on. Or if it's going to be a healthy day and you feel real good for a change. You never know. So I don't know.
If only.
Do I think I'll make 50? Yeah, probably. That's only 2 years away. Do I think I'll make 60, which is 12 years away? Probably not. Here's everything that's wrong with Boogie. Low testosterone. Testicular hypogonadism, sleep apnea, swelling due to blockages of lymphatic flow, seborrheic eczema, chronic back pain, protein in urine. That's from kidney damage, folks. That is everything keeping me alive. We have losartan, tramadol, bupropion, sertraline. Did I deal with back pain? I deal with nightmares. I'm always tired. I don't know the last time I did sleep. Otherwise, if I don't wear this machine at night, when I'm supposed to be sleeping, I'm actually drowning in my own fat. High blood pressure, history of gastric bypass, intestinal malabsorption, vitamin D sufficiency, because like most gamers, I hate the sun. Morbid obesity, major depressive disorder, major anxiety disorder, history of diabetes mellitus, blood pooling in veins, varicose veins of the legs with complications, degeneration of lumbar or lumbosacral intervertebral disc. That means my back don't work so good. History of basal cell carcinoma, that's cancer. And of course I can't breathe so good, so asthma and allergies as well.
Lovely.
So it's a waiting game now, and it's just about making the best of it.
Yeah, so Jay, I never got the appeal of these one-up arcade machines because they aren't the real arcade machines. Like, they are literally just like emulating the game anyway. Just like you're just paying for the extra casing that like, and they're not full size. You gotta put them on that little stool thing, and then it's just like, what's the point, you know? If they're the real authentic arcade machine, I could understand. The only arcade game that he has that actually looks good is that pinball machine, because I love real actual pinball machines. So that would be the only one that I would actually keep.
Just enjoy what you got when you got it.
But I almost called him Phil. Like, Boogie, you can do things about this. You can get back into shape. You're not like he's acting. He's just acting like, oh well, I have all these things wrong with me. I'm gonna die soon. Like, you can exercise more. You can like slowly build up endurance and stuff. So if you get back into shape, then you wouldn't have. Well, your sleep apnea might go away, it might not, but your blood pressure would probably go down and not have to worry about that. Like, there are things that, like, some of those things won't go away, but some might, you know? How you doing, Evie?
Sometimes that's a chicken quesadilla.
Oh my gosh.
I wanted to make like a documentary that was generally entertaining. You realize, wait a second, everything he says is depressing. Everything he says is like the saddest shit I've ever heard.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying at the beginning. He's manifesting these things to come true. Like, the way he's talking, the self-defeatist attitude that he has all the fucking time. It's like, he's like, almost like causing it to happen in real life from the way he talks. Like, words have power, and like your actions, your brain, if you keep saying a certain thing over and over again, your brain is gonna think it's true, and it's gonna like cause that reality to become your reality, you know?
This is the first documentary I'm doing. I can't put out a documentary that's this guy the whole time, because I don't want my brand new channel to be known as making documentaries about the most depressing people that exist. It's just like, what the fuck happened to this guy? What the fuck happened to Boogie?
Well, he's losing what made people originally like him. It could be as simple as just that positive attitude.
Why not use your only life to make the lives around you better? Fuck you, it's none of your fucking business. It's my body, it's my choice, eat shit.
And over time, in the content, we see this shift where he starts to become more interested in money.
I just like making content. I just like talking to a camera. I just like doing cool stuff. I just want ad revenue. I just want YouTube to pay me a fair amount. That's all I've ever wanted, right?
And his concerns
Greed.
about money.
Greed is massively
Hold on to the money you get.
Oh, are you trying to manipulate people into giving you money?
The answer is yes. Give me some money.
And more interested in complaining.
I couldn't be more grateful. I couldn't be more grateful. People want to come.
Thank you.
I'm a walking embarrassment, dude. We do. Look at me.
I don't know a whole lot about Cyrax, to be honest. I honestly don't know a whole lot about Boogie or Wings. That's why I'm kind of watching this, is one of the reasons, because I don't know a whole lot about him. And this is just fucking pathetic, I can tell you that. I was working on another DSP video and still like about halfway done. I need to finish that. And there's a lot of shit going on with DSP that I need to catch up on as well. So I might do another stream on DSP sometime soon.
That or I'm a piece of shit. I will never function the way you function. It's not possible.
That's why if you're griping to your viewers, if you're complaining to your subscribers, I mean, that just leaves a sour taste in people's mouths.
I think my window is closing. And if it's not closing already, it's already closed.
Right, so if there was money to be made in making people feel depressed, I think Boogie would be in the right business.
Like, that's just my life philosophy at this point. Just face down in the mud. That's pretty much how we live our lives.
Oh, DSP's house is so fucking dirty, man. I can imagine. That's why you get sick all the
right
time.
around the corner. Like, I have to sell this place. I have to tap into the equities to survive. Like, that's the last of my money. And so much of that money is going to doctor's appointments and tests, and all of that is just to fucking stay alive.
There are plenty of different content creators that have various mental illnesses all over social media. And some just say, it is what it is, and this is what I'm going to do. Boogie tends to be really obsessed with this idea that it's favorable to have people feel sorry for you, and that kind of victim mentality where you can get further in life if people have compassion on you, regardless of the reason they're doing it.
Like, exactly. Like, I myself have depression and anxiety, and I take Lexapro, and I feel better. So I just take one Lexapro a day, and it makes my anxiety basically go away. It's not fully gone, but it's a lot better than what it used to be. I used to be such like a hypochondriac. Like, I would freak out about everything. And now I'm like a lot more calm and relaxed. And I know like different pills work for different people and everything like that, but like it does help a lot, being honest. You just gotta find the right medication that works for you is all. But I know he got arrested. Cyrex got arrested recently or whatever, and like he just like looks like a fucking goblin is all. But like I don't know a whole lot about him.
I look awful. If I look like I've been through hell over the last couple of days, it's because I have been. Most notably, I ruined my body. Like Jerry, I ruined my own career. Maybe it was the imposter syndrome. Maybe it's because
It's been a method of, I think covert narcissism is the right phrase. Like, oh, look at how pathetic I am. You should feel sorry for me. You would never be mean to me because I'm so pathetic, right? Oh, I'm so fat. I'm so weird. I'm so goofy. I'm such an old man. I'm so...
Sounds like DSP as well.
In an abusive home. The amount of pain that's in my head and my heart is...
So vulnerable narcissism has a number of characteristics. A person can be considered a vulnerable narcissist without having them all. So with vulnerable narcissism or covert narcissism, we see pessimism.
I feel defeated and confused and lost all the time, every day.
Hypersensitivity to criticism.
I can't handle this kind of hate. I can't handle these types of attacks. I can't do it.
Reactive anger, so they're not really thinking things through.
Is this what I have to do?
Who goes by Boogie2988 was booked into the jail this morning.
Need for admiration.
Can I get a round of applause?
The self-centeredness.
I'm the perfect victim. I have been victimized my entire life.
The sense of entitlement.
You guys want to help me pay for my Tesla? Please go ahead and dig deep. I sure would like a free fucking Tesla.
Leaving oneself to be special.
How many kids went on to get 4.5 million YouTube subscribers?
One.
Steven Williams!
You're just watching the same things over and over again.
What's up? Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, Boogie2988, what a job is an hour over. I'll be in This is my rambling series, my job is the universe and particularly interesting to me.
His fall from grace is so catastrophic.
Not happy about it.
People are sick of the shtick.
And what would you recommend to him now to get his viewers back?
I don't think he's getting his viewers back. I don't think that's a possibility. I think the only thing to do now is
get a real job.
A different angle. But I don't even know if that's possible. I mean, I'm not going to say it's impossible, but how do you change yourself? Like, viewers are smart. Like, they want to see you. They want to see what you're interested in. I don't know. You got to get a job. Maybe in this case, GameStop.
My name is Dawn.
Dawn, I'm Boogie, or Steve.
Okay, what do you prefer to be called?
Honestly, probably Steve. Let's go with Steve.
Okay, Steve, no problem. Whatever you prefer. And so you are here today because you are seeking employment.
Yeah.
You're seeking out new work opportunities.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about your background and where you think you want to go with the experience that you already have.
I did work at a small gaming store back in 2006, 2007. I am disabled, recognized by the state of Arkansas, but also the United States government. There's that. Now, the downside of that is I am extremely depressed, so there's some mental health issues that we bring to the table. And then physically, I am morbidly obese. I have no references, no work history.
I know he's probably doing this as a bit, right? Because I think I overheard a little bit of the whole Muda versus Boogie thing, that it was like a bit, and they were already told beforehand that like he wasn't actually gonna be able to get it. They weren't even gonna be able to do anything for it or whatever. But like, suppose this is real, actually, right? Like, if this is actually real, like, why would you go in and tell them every single bad thing about you? If you go into an interview and you say, I can't do this, I'm horrible at this, like, here's my, like, obviously they're not going to be able to do anything with you. Like, are you that stupid? Like, I mean, obviously it's probably for a bit, it's not actually, but you know what I mean. Like, just don't fucking do this. You gotta sell
And when
yourself.
you
That's the whole
Google my
point of these
name,
interviews.
You might see rumors that I beat my ex-wife and I'm also a pedophile. Should mention I'm also a felon.
Okay.
Uh,
What's the nature of your felony?
aggravated assault.
How old is it?
About 2 years.
Okay. So I think there are some avenues you could explore. I definitely don't think it's impossible, but you have some challenges.
Yeah.
Lots of things in life are about your mindset, and you're using weight and disability. I can't. If that is the attitude that you're going to have when you approach everything, then you can't, and you won't.
Exactly.
I did work in the porn industry for the better part of 7 years, so I mean...
Be real with me. Do you really think it would be a good idea to go to a real interview and reference porn?
It depended on the job, I would think. Like at a strip club maybe, but probably not in a more professional setting, I would say.
Yes, I would say that.
What would you think his chances are here of getting employment in the next 3 months?
I'm not sure. When it comes to the felony, we would have to seek corporate approval for that sort of charge in order to proceed forward with a candidate. And they would ultimately be the ones to make the decision as to whether or not we would feel comfortable presenting someone like that to our clients. Any violent felonies, violent crimes, or sexual crimes.
Hey, Mike. Listen, dude. I know we're making this documentary and everything, and I know you think I need to get a real job, but I just want to let you know I'm not going to. I'm not going to walk into some job when I have 4 million subscribers on YouTube. I'm one of the original YouTubers. What I'm going to do instead is go back to making content, go back to telling stories and entertaining people and making money doing it.
Oh my God. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, because of course he knew he wasn't going to be able to actually get a job or anything like that. Or try changing it around. No. He's like, no, I can turn this around myself. I can still somehow make it work. No, you can't. You can't. But
Check back with me in a couple of months. Let's see how things are going. All right? I'll talk to you then.
Go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Good job.
Yeah, so I mean, things aren't great. People are still mad at me on YouTube. My view numbers are pretty much close to zero. I'm having trouble breaking 10K on an upload right now. And not everything is bad. I've got at least one good thing going on. Can I show you? So
I got a daughter now.
Desi. You can call her Desiree.
Yep, Desiree.
We've been dating now for months.
A couple months, yeah.
she's 20 years old. That's a huge fucking age difference. I know I'm like 7 years older than my boyfriend, and I thought that was like kind of a big age difference. But holy shit,
What
man.
it was, I guess it's his energy, his curly hair, his glasses. I must be into nerds. I don't know, he's just adorable to me. I like him. He was going through a lot, and I randomly hit him up on Instagram, and
And now
told him
another
that
thing, I don't want to be too mean to this lady, whatever, but like, exactly, it's like, my girlfriend. I mean, yeah, but like he was saying earlier in this documentary that like he's like, oh well, I've dated some women and they're like Arkansas 8s, but they're not Las Vegas 10s, and I'm like, well, if you dated women in your past that were 8s, she's like maybe a 4. You know what I mean? It's like. And again, there's nothing wrong with like that if their personality is good, but she doesn't seem to even have like much of a personality at all. I don't know. I'm not trying to be super mean about it. I'm just saying it's like,
I support him and that I'm always here for him and stuff. And so it started from there.
I'm like, she's probably just like
on paper. It just doesn't really.
I mean, I don't know if I would say gold digger though, because like, what's she trying to get? He doesn't have a whole lot of money left.
So it was pretty crazy, but I just felt it. I felt an energy connection to him before I even met him, and I don't know, that's just how it is.
And then the longer we spent talking, I don't know, eventually you just realize we're the same person.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if she ends up marrying him like
I can see myself
Kat
getting
did.
married to Boogie.
I could definitely see us getting married. In fact, we may or may not have talked about it a little bit, and we may or may not sit around fantasizing about it and thinking about what it's going to look like. And I called you wifey the other day, and you loved it. You were so there for it. If I proposed right now on camera, what would you do?
I'd say yes.
That's a good sign.
Not gonna do it though.
Boogie has improved my life tremendously. He just makes me happy, the happiest I've ever been. and I'm not alone, and so that he just completes me. Growing up without a father figure has its challenges.
Look how big her
you just don't have
pupils
that-
are, too.
That support
Like, her
system that you
pupils are
would,
huge.
and
Is she
advice that
on
you need.
something?
And so it's just difficult. I don't ever want to be alone. That's another thing. Maybe that's why I have stuffed animals. I don't ever want to be alone. And so it's just nice to have company. And I help with the dogs. I get him his water. Like whatever he wants and requests, I just mainly is. to
So
take care
you're
of him
his
and take
maid.
care of me, so.
Live-in maid?
Yeah, sometimes I pick weeds out here, so.
Well, he's
it's
not
like-
gonna do it.
it makes
And
it
she's
better.
mowing the lawn.
Trying to trim down these vines, but I'm not doing a good job. I don't do this very much.
You know, I used to have a theory, Mike, that if you are a 40-year-old man and you have a Snapchat, that means you're a creepy dude. Turns out my theory was right. I have a Snapchat, and I am a creepy dude.
I found that person and they happened to be 20. And I get that it's creepy to date somebody
She very
half
much
your age or
is.
younger, but people can call me creepy if they want. If she's happy and I'm happy, then I will be the biggest creep you need me to be, as long as her and I are happy. You can be as mad as you want.
I'm not mad.
Sexually,
it's just
we both seem to be having an excellent time.
I do not
would
want to
say
think
this
about
is the
that.
best I ever had. What? You were
I hope she likes. I do not need to see this. I hope she likes rubber duckies. Jesus Christ.
A little off today. I had a friend tell me I look like a samurai on vacation. I was going to ask if you could see it, but...
in the front here, and I think, what are you, a YouTuber or something?
Yeah, I've been on YouTube for about 17 years.
You've been on YouTube for 17 years?
4 million subscribers.
Okay, and this is your girlfriend, who is much younger than you, suspiciously.
She's an adult.
It's never good when you say, well, she's an adult. Is this a sex trafficking situation? You keep looking at it and never answering the question. I'm just kidding.
And I hate it when people single us out. I hate it when people like...
We're gonna do that though, it's to be expected. You're right, we're different, but...
Fuck them, right?
Yeah, fuck.
Fuck them.
He's not manipulating me. I love him for him. He doesn't control me. We're a team. He
That
supports
sounds
me.
exactly
Everything I
like
do and
someone who's
everything I want,
manipulating you would say.
he's my support system.
That's being manipulated would say. Oh no, they're not manipulating me at all.
Let me get a McCrispy Deluxe combo. Make it large.
What do I think about his dire financial situation? I think it's scary.
Yeah, what's so scary about it?
That he might lose it all in a day. He might just be homeless one day, but...
You know what I'm saying? This is like willingly. How do I say this? This is willingly. What's the right word here? I'm sorry. It's just like. Willingly destitute, I guess? Like. I know, like, people like him and everything, like, they're used to, like, a certain amount of luxury, like, owning your own house and everything like this, but, like, you can rent a decent apartment, a 2-bedroom decent apartment, and pay less than a quarter of what you're paying for a house, and that would free up so much more money for your actual bills, and you wouldn't be at the risk of being homeless all the time. You could make do with $3,000 a month from YouTube. You know what I mean? It's like crazy. Like, you don't have to own a fucking home, especially when you still owe that much money. Like, just sell the home and fucking, like, get a 2-bedroom apartment and you would be able to be, like, way good to go. You know, I rent. There's nothing wrong with renting a damn apartment. And on top of that, if something goes wrong with the building, you can call the landlord and have them fix it. Not all apartments are run by slumlords, you know?
So if I'm broke, if I go broke,
Yeah, you could get a smaller house, you could get a smaller apartment.
Disability, and it's me, you, and Chad living in some small apartment, and we're eating McDonald's every day, and that's treating ourselves.
You don't have to eat McDonald's every day. You could cook something. I mean, I go out to eat like a decent amount of times a week, but not every fucking day. Like, what, 4 times a week maybe? But you can still cook. And then it's like, even with a small apartment, you'd be fine. You can, like, although even if he had an apartment, he'd probably have to get rid of a lot of this shit that he has laying around, or at the very least just store it away.
You able to handle that?
Yeah,
You
I
stay
guess
in
it's
that?
me, you, Chad, eat McDonald's every day in our small, cute apartment.
Because I mean, I'm hopeful that people will.
Nothing wrong with
back to
apartment.
watching us on YouTube. I hope that people will be. I'm hopeful that people will, like, you know, I can go back to live streaming full time again and do like 6-hour live streams like every other streamer and like grind it out. But I mean, there is a very real possibility that one day I won't be able to do that anymore, and we're gonna have to live off of whatever we can. Are you prepared for that?
Or you can get a normal fucking job.
That's all I need.
Have you ever thought about the fact that she's just waiting you out and trying to take your 401k when you're done?
I'm broke.
You're broke.
I'm broke, yeah.
4 million subscribers.
Even if he does go broke and has to sell the house, I'm still gonna be by his side. He's the only one that I love and I care about, and there's only one of them, and so I'm not just gonna up and
You'll
leave
find
him
someone
for
else,
money,
don't worry.
because money's an issue. Because I love him, and just imagining a life without him is difficult.
I mean, my biggest fear is dying on her. If I die in the next 2 or 3 years on her, that's just going to ruin her life.
I really want you to understand how actually sick I am. Like, I don't know if you actually get it, but this is my health.
So here's how fucked up I am. I'm gonna die in 2 seconds. Look at all my fucked up shit that's going on with me. You still want to be with me? Like, of course she's gonna have to say yes at that point. She's gonna look horrible if she doesn't say yes. Yeah, he could auction his, like, he could sell a lot of the shit that he has on eBay and actually get decent amount of money for it, especially with the prices of older video games and stuff going up. Like, there's a lot of, like, games that you, like, not even, like, that old, like PS3 and PS2 games that are, like, still going for crazy amounts of money on eBay. And he could sell it on eBay, each one individually. It might take a while, but he could probably make decent money doing that.
This is everything that's currently wrong with me. My risk for stroke or heart attack is astronomical. I am essentially a walking time bomb. And I'm so fucking sorry for that. I really, really wish I had taken better care of my body.
Yeah, I know. I'll never be ready for it, but I know. I don't want you to be alone.
I don't want you to be alone.
Okay?
I've talked to my therapist since me and her have been together about overcoming it. My therapist keeps telling me the same thing. When you learn to love yourself, all these things will fall into place, and we just got to teach you those skills. And then I turn to my doctor, and I'm like, what do we do? He's like, you've had bypass surgery. You lost 200 pounds. What more can I do for you? I'm like, fix it, dude. Help fix it. And then they're telling me that I'm the one that has to fix it. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I'm
Clearly
making less and less every month, and I'm scared shitless.
And now, making his way to the ring, Boogie tonight.
Hey, so Mike, I just got off the phone with GameStar, and he has a boxing event coming up, and he's giving me a slot on the card.
This is 800 pounds and 1 ring.
This fight pays $10,000. No chance against me. Shut the fuck up. People are going to see me win this thing. This is where I turn it all around. Right here.
Uh-huh. And did that happen? No, it did not. And he did nothing with it.
Watch the way he hits my head. My brain got shocked with each one of those. It's So since you guys were here last, I did have a bit of a windfall, which bought me some time here in this house.
Sell the fucking house. Sell those arcade machines.
More than $10,000 getting that fight together. So by the time all that was done, all I did was put that $10,000 back into savings. Being in the new relationship is great, but I mean, she can't help pay a $2,200 mortgage. Okay,
especially when she's a child.
For a second. My health insurance is $800. I have $500 worth of medical bills. I have $500 worth of utilities. I pay for doctor's visits, physical therapies, labs constantly. I still have to pay for the car that I drive. I still have to pay for car insurance. I still have to pay for health insurance. Diablo 4 came out. I had to buy it. Final Fantasy 16 came out. I had to buy it. Tears of...
So I got a question. Like, if he's on disability, wouldn't like a lot of these be covered? Because like I'm not on disability, but I'm on Medicaid. And being on Medicaid, I mean, granted, I think he makes too much to be on Medicaid, right? But still being on on disability, wouldn't they cover some of the medical bills and the doctor's visits and stuff like that? You would think. I don't know.
The Kingdom came out. I had to buy it. That's $400 worth of video games right there. But if you take out all of it, you take it out. All I eat is sandwiches every day. All I do is sit here. I don't pay for any Netflix subscriptions. All I pay for is internet, utilities, medical bills, mortgage. If I pay for just that, I need $7,000 a month. I'm not making $7,000 a month.
No shit.
I have no clue how to do it.
Sell the house?
So there's something I've always wanted to try. There's a lot of research that came out of Europe, and now we're doing it here in the United States, where psychedelics can help reset certain brains. People who experience childhood abuse, people who've gone through trauma, people who deal with post-traumatic stress disorder, and I'm all of those. To be honest, I'm scared shitless. It's one of the only things I haven't tried yet. So let's give it a shot.
Oh, this is when he was like microdosing on shrooms or something.
My given name is Ryan Arthur DeLeoyo.
Oh no, this is the ayahuasca stuff. I've heard about ayahuasca stuff.
There's one thing that's undeniable, is that there's always this question about why. Why am I here? Existence. What's really happening? Who am I? That's what happens when you seek out hallucinogenics. It's going to allow everything else physically here to relax. The emotional stuff is going to come out, trauma is going to come out, but afterwards your atoms are going to go back into their original positions. That's why. They'll be mind, body, and spirit all one together. We're all connected.
Sure.
When you get to a certain point of understanding inside your intellect mind, that connectivity, you realize your hands are basically like USB ports.
So these are the, it's crazy to think that something that just grows out of the ground has so much power, and I'm actually holding it in my hand right now. But here we go. They don't taste bad. Honestly, that doesn't taste too bad.
They're pretty good and dry. Everybody just says it's kind of earthy.
Stiminal.
Oh, the whole thing, yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to the club.
Boogie passes out and he just steals all his shit and leaves.
With you on your journey.
This seems like a fake shaman if I've ever seen one. I'm just saying.
Okay, so I think we've been about 20 minutes in.
About 15, yeah.
About 15. So we're about 15 minutes in, and I started to feel things are kind of wavy and kind of disconnected. It's kind of like my brain works on multiple channels, and like I have to pick and choose what I'm concentrating on. I have driven balls. I have no clue where the fuck I am or even who I am. I don't give a fuck. I recognize.
He's about to experience the second part of the realization of letting go. And we're going to get to the other side of it.
Sure you are, bud.
It's going to get nice and bright in about 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
And the reflection in the water is really cool too. So what do you think was the first trauma that you experienced which basically set up like a defense mechanism for you?
Man, yeah, my parents are just crazy. They're broken people.
Parents?
Yeah. Stewards. People who are like trying to oh, okay.
Like this looks like a trailer Park version of like a ayahuasca thing, right?
Yep. That makes a
I
lot
wouldn't
of
trust
sense,
someone who
doesn't it?
looks like he's part of like
What?
Breaking Bad to do this.
Like, they don't, I mean, that shit doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. That was the dumbest shit. Oh, it happened so long ago. Like, I've just been waiting for the right time to just drop that shit.
So, when did you feel the need of this separate personality? Was that like what you used as a coping mechanism to socialize with?
Oh, that's exactly what it is, right? Like, I didn't know what the hell, I didn't know how to communicate what I was dealing with or what I was going through, and I just...
Right, we put on these different faces in order to deal with situations in society.
You try to give people what the hell they want.
And then you felt like that was the need to make up Francis or other personalities?
Yeah.
Are you ready to let all that go?
Yeah, please, man. Oh my God. This is the first time I've ever felt happiness.
Wait, what?
Happiness. Like, this is the first time I felt it.
Doesn't have to tell, man. It's all kind of bullshit. It's all bullshit. What? Just all the things I've been worried about.
Because you are the master of your own orchestra, man.
It's a game, right?
Just let it go, so it's up to you to choose.
This is all shit that he should have been thinking about himself.
Steven, can you
like, you don't need psychedelics to think that way. It's just something that you would normally come into. L Sandwich, like, I know, like, if you don't have depression or anxiety, it can be a little hard to understand. If you have any questions, like, I can try to answer some of it for you, but...
I'm still not sure I'm, like, really here yet.
Nothing like Mountain Dew for breakfast.
That's changed. Jesus. Whew. Come on, guys. Let's go. It's just all bullshit. Like, none of this matters. None of it. It's all a construct. It's all a simulation. It's all it's a fucking video game. You know when you die? I think I died last night. Physically, my body was fine, but I think I went back into the void we come from, and I think I'm still in it. Except I'm also in this physical corporeal body, but I'm also the incorporeal being that puppets it and controls it, and God damn it, I feel like I'm in control. I feel like I'm in control of myself for the first fucking time.
So, just wanted to preface something. Like, it's not all bullshit what he's talking about. Yeah, obviously, I don't think it actually helped him at all, because we're gonna see later on, he's back to normal, so, or whatever. So that didn't really help him, because it doesn't stick. It's like a very fleeting feeling. Like, some people call it ego death, some people call it a spiritual awakening, or just like a realization of the world around you, in that kind of sense. Because, like, you start to realize that, like, I don't want to sound too new agey or hippie or whatever, so forgive me about that. But it's like, in a matter of sense, it's like, we worry about all these small little things. Really, nothing really matters. It's what we do with our time on Earth that matters. It's the love we feel for one another, and, like, letting drama slide off of us, not worrying about it so much. And just, in general, kind of, like, unplugging like that or whatever, right? So, like, I guess he was able to finally do that with the help of psychedelics. Like, some people accomplish that or get to that point with, like, meditation. Some people just naturally realize that one day or whatever. And, like, it's true and it can help, but it's hard to stay in that sort of mindset. It's extremely hard to stay in that mindset, because your ego keeps trying to bring you back to the Matrix, if you want to call it the Matrix or whatever it is. It's like, because what we call the Matrix isn't literally the Matrix, but, like, a lot of people that are, like, awakened or whatever call the Matrix just, like, society in general, right? So it's like, no, that, like, you need to, like, be, like, focusing on the future and society and the news and all this drama and bad stuff and everything like that, when really that's the stuff that doesn't matter, that we shouldn't be focusing. Because like it's just supposed to focus more on the present moment than anything else. Yeah, I get that, especially like with with depression. A lot of times it's just kind of hard to like focus on completing tasks, or it's like you just don't have any will to work on said tasks for a while. I used to be a lot worse, obviously, like I said, when I wasn't on medication, and that was the weird thing. Is like you don't realize how bad you are until you stop taking the medication for a while, and then you like kind of like realize it's like all of a sudden they're different. So like, oh, kind of thing. But yeah, I do recommend she like maybe see like a therapist and possibly try an antidepressant to see if that will work for her or not, or maybe even just like some CBD oil, which is um more of a natural way to help with anxiety and depression. And CBD oil doesn't have any THC in it, so she won't get high from it. But it's just the oil from the cannabis, and that actually can help more for anxiety, but it can also help depression also. But yeah.
The stuff that I normally worry about, like worrying about my finances, worrying about my internet, worrying about what people think about me.
Yeah, just kind of reinforce to her that like you're not going anywhere, you love her, stuff like that. Because like a lot of times, like people with depression, they just want that like reinforcement. And even though they could be surrounded by people that love them, that's never gonna realize that that's never gonna be enough to make the depression go away, because nothing could really make that depression go away fully. So even though you could be like the most loved person on earth, surrounded by all the people that love you, like your brain will still trick you into thinking that like no one loves you and you're gonna die alone and all this stuff like that. Because like your brain's lying to you, kind of thing, when you have depression, and it sucks. But just try to like remind her, like you're there, you're here to help, you're like you love her, stuff like that.
It's also incredibly stupid. It's all just bullshit. I think I'm gonna enjoy making YouTube videos again. I think I'm gonna enjoy live streaming again.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
Guess what? It didn't help, and he's still back to where he
When I make a
was.
video, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 people watch. That is still my dream job. Everybody falls off. That's part of the deal.
Every single month. He had tons and tons.
You start off as a nobody, and for a short period of time you're a somebody, and then that star burns out like every star does. I was lucky enough to get hit by lightning. I was lucky enough to get to live my dream. I was lucky enough to get to enjoy all of that, play this game the way I wanted to play it. I'll be gone one day too. But for one brief moment, we got an opportunity to shine really bright.
Wow, that was pretty good.
You see them stars from concentrating. She's a total knockout, but I'm still in the ring. Nah, I ain't gonna lay low. You can climb off the top with a halo. I'ma get you close and I'll make you stay woke. She's gonna call me the king. No!
I thought it was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen. Like, I remember Boogie 298 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. Yeah, oh yeah, Jordan, that's amazing, dude.
You genuinely believe that I can make a comeback?
I did when I showed up, but I'm slowly realizing that you're absolutely fucked.
Okay, all right, so.
It was definitely not paid. Okay, that was kind of funny. All right, let's take a look at this this train wreck over here.
Then, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Code. Drip.
Snort, snort.
Listen, so yeah, I'm trying to see. Yeah, Zoom.
It really is L though. Like it's fucking scary that your mind can like fuck with you and like warp your view of reality so much, and it's horrifying. And like speaking of psychedelics, like if you've ever been on like a bad trip before, it's fucking scary. And like, and then not only just that, but the depression, anxiety, even like worse things like dementia and schizophrenia and shit. Like I had a grandpa who had Alzheimer's and eventually died because of that, and that was just so fucking sad to see that happen. See like the person just like that you once loved, like just become nothing but like a husk of a person. It's fucking scary, man. And I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Zoom has been weird tonight. I sent Muta the link. I know he was just here, and Muta is here. Muta is here. He is, or I admitted him anyway. It is connecting right now. What's up, Muta? I am glad you are here because I am not equipped to handle this right now. Hello,
Yeah,
sir.
Yeah, what's up?
How are you? And
Nah,
Boogie
busy night.
is here as well.
Busy night, just working. You guys high or something?
Well,
I received 0 contribution.
Let me turn that off for
Dr.
the moment.
Sex E Coco donated $15.
I'm over on Twitch
You
playing,
missed my
Mario
$50
Wonder.
super
Have you played this
chatalization.
mood? It's excellent.
I'm sorry.
It's so good. This is like
So
contender game of the year.
there are things I'm assuming that Muta has.
And
wanted
right
to
away,
discuss
fucking Rich
as I'm
has to
getting
take his
shirtless to be
goddamn
the
shirt
professional
off.
that I am. So you
Fucking
did not
Rich.
give a heads up, or Muta didn't give you a heads up, Boogie, because you blocked him apparently.
Yeah, well, no,
how
what
could,
I'm
you,
saying
how
is
could
like-
you say that I gave you a heads up? That doesn't make any sense.
Because you've been mad at me for like a week. I knew it had to be coming.
I'm not mad at you. I
Well,
mean,
just like disgusted with my behavior.
To be mad at you would mean that you would have to like matter to me personally.
Well, that's true.
I don't
okay.
get mad at you. I
That's
can't.
all right.
I don't have the time. It's just like I think you're a compulsive liar. Is sort of the.
I respect that. I understand that. I've definitely been an unreliable witness.
How can you say you're like you respect that? Like this is the thing that I don't get. Like you respect that somebody believes
That's-
you're a compulsive liar.
That's a very
You can't just-
respectful. That's very
That's
respectful.
not
opinion to
respectful.
have.
That's not respectful. Like you should be learning to better yourself instead
Well,
of
I
just saying,
am,
"Oh,
but
that's respectful." What are you doing?
What
to
I'm
better
saying is I
yourself?
have lied in the past. I'm doing my best to not lie. That's
But
pretty
you
simple.
literally like okay, so you've lied in the past. What have you done very recently? Because like in the last few months, you literally like blatantly lied. Like that whole boxing fight thing. It's funny because catching you in a lie is the easiest
What is the
thing.
what
in
is
the
the what did I
entire
lie
world.
about the boxing fight? Then?
You said that you had $1,500 in boxing, like to pay for boxing.
Oh no,
lessons.
Mike Klum said on my live stream he fudged those numbers. He fudged those numbers. He didn't get those numbers from me. He'll openly tell you.
And so
He
hold
openly-
on.
he
You
openly
watched
said
this
it.
documentary before it came out in its entirety, and we're okay with that then?
I didn't pay attention to the numbers like most of the text. Like, for example, he said that I was on a drug that I'm not on. Apparently, one of the drugs he wrote the name of, I'm on like a muscle relaxer called bupropion or something like that.
Mhm.
He wrote like bupropion, which is a drug people take to recover from opiate addiction. Oh, thank you, baby.
So now you're implying that the documenter that you worked with is a liar. So
No,
that
I'm just
brings up
saying
his,
he- no,
that
I'm just
brings his
saying-
entirety into that brings his entire like integrity and the future
Yeah.
of his channel.
No,
into
I'm just
question.
saying that he made a couple mistakes when it came to the numbers, and he made a couple
So
mistakes when it came
before
to
that
the text.
before that documentary came out, why didn't you call him up and say, "Hey, can you fix that mistake? It's pretty fucked up."
Because I didn't.
Because
catch
it is pretty fucked up.
I didn't really read any of the text. It's not something I was paying
kind
a
of
lot of attention to.
important.
We watched it
His
together.
own
on-
documentary.
And the
didn't
funniest thing
read
is, it's
the
not even the
text
text,
for it
by the
or
way, too.
anything.
You said it in the documentary. You
What
talked
did I
about
say?
the boxing training, didn't you?
Oh no, I know I did spend more money than I got paid. It's just not that particular way. I could break it down for if you want to know.
Okay, but in that clip, Rich, can you put that clip on again where he's discussing his like boxing match, like his the $10,000 and like all the expenses he got?
Yeah,
We're
go
all
ahead.
here, so we might as well just watch it together.
Yeah.
Where do you know the point it's in your video? Also, Boogie, do you still have 30-something thousand in crypto right now? That's
No, I did at the beginning of the year. I've got about crypto's up right now, so I'm up to about 9. But about last week I had about 6.7. I got about.
I don't understand why
$9,000.
you don't cash that out.
Because you only take the loss when you sell it, and like I guess
No
the
problem, Mel.
$6,000 could
Thanks for
disappear
stopping
tomorrow,
by,
but that's
alright?
not really gonna make or break me. But if it goes up, I could definitely use the money. You know, if it goes down 1,000, it's probably not gonna make a huge difference.
But do you
But
understand
if it goes
how
up
fucking
10,000,
wild
help.
that is? Like, you're complaining about money, and how much is it worth right now in asset-wise, like according to your app?
About 9,000 or so.
So
And I'll cash it out as a-
$9,000, right?
I cash it
How
out
much
as I
is your
need it.
mortgage?
I cash it out as I need it. So at the beginning of December, I'll pull out 2,000 and pay my mortgage. It's like a savings account. I just treat it like a savings account. Except this savings account makes me money sometimes.
It's not a savings account because it's literally the most negatively volatile asset you have.
I don't know. It's held really steady for the last 2 years.
Yeah, because it lost 99% of its fucking value.
Right,
so how
so-
low can it go?
Yeah,
Like, what do you
exactly.
mean?
That's why I leave
Yeah.
it in there. How low can it go? That's exactly my point.
So you couldn't take that money out and maybe put it into like index funds or
Well,
like
if
move
I
that
take
shit
it
around?
well, no, I'm going to need it in like 60 days, roughly.
So here's what I don't understand. You have $750,000 and you just decide to put all of it into crypto when that money could have went into the
No, I did not have
S&P 500?
$750,000. I had $250,000.
That's what literally the documentary that you were
I
on said.
understand.
Did
That's
you
the
not catch
most
that
I
either?
had was 700,000. When I initially invested in crypto, I had 250,000.
So why did you let him write you lost $600,000 in crypto?
Yeah,
because that's about how much I lost. My math.
That's what it looked like in the documentary, was that he lost that much money, not that he spent that much originally. We assumed that it was
amount was about 700,000.
What?
And so if I sold that day, I would have had 700,000.
So already that's just not accurate.
Well, the math should make sense. Well, let me walk you through it, okay? Now, let's imagine you have $250,000, okay, which is what I had. Now, you invest it, okay? Now, it goes up to $800,000, okay? Now, if you sold it, then how much money would we have? $800,000, right? But I didn't. I sold it when it was considerably less than that.
So you're telling me you put $250,000 in, you made like 750,000. That was your peak, right? Like the asset that was valued. So why the fuck wouldn't you cash it out then? Or you just like greedy? Was it literally like a gamble? Like it literally sounds like you were playing fucking roulette.
I went to. I mean, it was kind of like gambling, honestly, Moody. But I went to bed one night. I was invested in a small shit coin called. It was either Uni, or I don't know. Michael Green could tell you the other one. But one of them was Uni. One of them was, I don't know. But I went to bed and it lost 60% value overnight. I woke up the next morning and I sold what I had. But that didn't really matter because I lost. I went from about 700,000 back down to about 200,000.
But you just said you sold what you had.
I don't even like really like. First off, the math is incredibly weird. I feel like
what's weird about that?
We'd probably like
250,000 doubles, and then and adds another 60%. It goes from 250,000 to 700,000. And then I went to bed and the asset lost 80%, 90%. You know what a market crash is, I'm sure. And so the market crashed, and you know how your stocks are worth a certain amount at one point and they're worth different at another. So I woke up the next day.
Yeah, I know how the stock market works. You're in the crypto market. This is a completely degenerate operation, but yes.
Well, I understand. You know,
so after you got so hold on, you put in 250,000, you got up to 750. How much did it drop to?
About 200,000, 250,000 over.
And you didn't fucking decide maybe I should cash out then? No, you let it go all the way down to 30 after that.
Well, I did. I did cash out then.
So
but
you cashed out $200,000?
Yeah. What do you think I've lived off of since 2000 or 2020? I've had to live off something.
So what was Mike showing in his documentary where you had 30,000 in assets still remaining in a crypto account?
Well, I put it back into Ethereum, which is a really safe investment. Ethereum and Bitcoin are really safe investments once they're at the bottom of the
Oh my God.
Bitcoin and Ethereum are safe investments. So now you have $200,000. You couldn't put any of that money into like the index, the S&P 500, when, you know, literally buy the average of a tech stock and like let that fucking raise year after year. I mean, this isn't financial advice, by the way, but most financial advice is.
No, I could have, and that obviously would have been the smart thing to do.
Or maybe you could have put it into the house because that's clearly a very safe, appreciating asset.
Yeah, one of the things I really regret. I mean, at this point, and I'm very lucky, and I've been open about this. This house says it's worth probably, and people pointed this out after the doc. I wasn't aware of this, but this house's value is closer to like 450,000. I paid 250. I owe about 150 on it. So theoretically, after closing costs, I could.
The math that you just told me makes it sound like you put in a value of money into cryptocurrency, it raised, and then you lost, but you cashed out roughly around the same value you put in. So it doesn't really sound like you lost $600,000 in crypto, then, right? It just sounds like you're gambling.
Again.
What's the valuation of your house right now, Boogie?
Well, like I just said, I've got about $150,000 left on the debt. And it looks like that I could sell it. Zillow tells me I could sell it for $450,000. So it looks like.
Forget Zillow for a second. Have you talked to a realtor or something too? This is the thing about like the video. This is the thing about the video. Why don't you like? Again, maybe there's like a sentimental thing to this house, but like if you can't afford the home, why don't you downsize to like an apartment or? Like
That's what I was asking. Why don't
if
you?
I want to stay near my doctors and I want to stay near my medical centers, I need to stay in Northwest Arkansas.
You could still get a small apartment in that area, dummy. You don't have. Oh my God.
And
Northwest Arkansas doesn't have any like apartments.
They do. You can get apartments here for as cheap as $900 to $1,000. But then I would have to kick out one of my roommates, who's very close and dear to me. We've lived together for 25 years. He's my best friend. He's like a brother to me. I don't want to lose him. So then we're gonna have to pay more for a second bedroom.
So why don't you and him split the rent with each other?
I don't talk about that. He's got his personal life and he's other than just. He's got his personal issues.
I mean, but it sounds like you feel like you want to support this person, and it's great and all, but you can't afford to keep yourself afloat, and you can. So how can you add on a dependent is the thing, right? That's a big problem.
I mean, at the end of the day, he does bring in. Again, his life is personal. Let's leave his life personal. It's very important to me. It's very important to him that his life is personal. But
it's part of you. But it's part of
your
equation
null
that
sum.
you're discussing right now.
He's currently a null sum game. I don't spend any money on him, and so you don't need to worry about it. If I had to move into a smaller apartment, though, I might have to and have to work something out. But if we can keep this house to $2,100 instead of paying $1,100 somewhere around here, I think it's nice to build equity rather than just give it all to a landlord. And also, renting in Arkansas sucks. You guys may not be aware of this, but
renting anywhere sucks.
Yeah, but especially in Arkansas. In fact, you can Google this. It is the worst state in the nation.
But just think about it like this, okay? You how much is your current like home mortgage? $2,200? $2,100? Okay, so $2,100 versus like $900. That is fucking slashing your like that is slashing your housing costs by at least 50%.
And if and when the time comes, that's obviously something I'll do. But I'd rather
but here's the thing:
live stream more. I'd rather try to make more YouTube videos.
If you don't do it now, then you don't really have an option. You don't have that leeway in the future. That's the thing, right? Like, this is like somebody who has $200,000 in the bank and no income, and they want to be adamant in living in their mansion in Los Angeles. Yeah, you can do that for like 4 or 5 months, but when that time comes to downsize, you know, your options to downsize are incredibly difficult because you have no fucking liquid assets to deal with.
So you may not know a lot about this, but the audience may
excuses,
not know about it,
excuses, excuses. That's all I'm hearing
for a long time. And so when you have a loan, you're building equity, and it's a 15-year loan. So a huge chunk of what I'm putting into the mortgage is mine to keep. And so once you sit down and do the math, it's way less of a savings than you're thinking. So if I can keep this house and keep building equity, it's my money to keep.
Okay, but how much is your house's value raising year after year, though? You live in Arkansas. It's not Los Angeles.
It went from 275 when I bought it in 2015 to 450 now. Northwest Arkansas is popping off. We have the home of Walmart. We have the home of Tyson. We have the home of JB Hunt, 3 of the largest companies in the world. There's 2,000 small businesses that want to do business with Walmart that have to keep an office open in Northwest Arkansas. Tyson just moved 6, I think, I don't remember the number. I'm not going to quote it because I don't want to be wrong, but it's like several hundreds of jobs to Northwest Arkansas, which caused a huge spike. And a huge chunk of my money goes directly into equity because this loan is so matured at this point. So at the end of the day, I would rather keep the home as best I could, take care of the people that I can take care of, keep building equity. And I honestly think it puts me in a tightrope situation where it makes me stream more. It makes me make more YouTube videos. It makes me try harder.
See, I don't really think you've been on a tightrope situation for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Why would you want to be in that situation? It doesn't make any sense.
And see, this is the thing. Like, yeah, sure, it's cool, but like, how can you ever expect anybody to feel bad for that? It sounds like you just gambled away your money, and that's what it is. You know?
Right. If you look at this documentary we made, does that look like a documentary that was designed to make somebody feel bad for me?
Yes. What?
It honestly, it felt like that was the intention, but because you're somebody that I believe you, it looks like that from its intention. I mean, do you not understand how bad this documentary makes you look when you were out doing
That's my point. That's exactly my point. Yeah. Because shoot, whatever, get a radio sub, you're not gonna go like this.
When you were out trying to get a job. When you were out trying to find this job or whatever, like what happened with that? Like, why did you absolutely throw away that opportunity? Like,
so we went in.
You took a dump all over that.
We went into the job interview. That is not a job interview; it's a staffing agency.
Okay, exactly. You're doing a marketing.
Hold on.
Cool, exactly.
So it's a staffing agency, and we talked a little bit beforehand.
You got to be staffable, though.
Right. We talked a little bit beforehand and made it abundantly clear that there was not anything this company was going to be able to do for us.
See, I can talk.
So, I decided to have fun with it, and I just went into my Andy Kaufman mode, tried to have fun with it. And that's what we put into the doc. And the extended scene.
Is that what he calls it? His Andy Kaufman mode?
Staffing agency, in the first 5 minutes, we knew there's nothing this company could do for me. So why not have fun with it? I also did the same thing.
Is that like the attitude you have when you walk into anything that could change your life? It's like, this couldn't happen. There's nothing to do.
Well, no. Once they tell me that it can't, then sure, yeah. Once they tell me that,
in that video, like she pretty much said, hey, if you have the mentality of I can't, then you won't. And she was right.
Right, but that's after she told me. It was after we were abundantly clear there's nothing this company would be able to do for me.
So you walk into an interview and you tell them, okay, listen, this is all the negative things about me. By the way, if you look up me on the internet, you might hear me beat my wife or I'm a pedophile and all this shit.
Right,
it's like, like that's gonna like that is that.
Right, I would never have done that. I would have never done that if there was a chance that I could get a job there. Obviously.
But you don't know if there's a chance now.
You a job. Why didn't you take that?
Because that was a bit. How does people not realize that was just a bit? He never
offered a job.
I'm one of their affiliates, man. We were trying to sell PCs. You guys have to know that, right? Like, ask Zach. Ask Zach. That was never an offer. Zach will confirm that.
I don't even know what the fuck the bit was, so I can't say.
Yeah, it's like these are like some insanely like retarded bits that just fly over everyone's head for some reason. It's kind of cute. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
I haven't seen it. It could very well be a bit. I'm just saying I haven't fucking seen it.
Which is why I respect the opinion that people think I'm a compulsive liar, because sometimes this stuff is. Because Zach wasn't actually offering me a job. We were trying to sell some PCs.
All right, I'll be right back in 1 second. I just got to get something to drink. So less than a minute, dude. Okay, 1 second. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Let's
I wasn't actually
continue.
getting offered a job that day. If I did, I would have taken it very seriously. But we knew there was no job to be had here, so I decided to Andy Kaufman it a little bit. Why not? Have
This
fun
is
with
what I wanted to bring up. Classy Tech actually brought up a very good point. You realize the housing bubble could burst, right? And what happens if it bursts? And then your housing price is worth less than you actually.
Right, but like I said, if I sell tomorrow, I clear $225,000 after repairs, closing costs, new carpets, new paint, all this stuff. And I do need that money. I'd love to have it. Where do I go?
You downsize into like an apartment.
Any
or something,
apartment
man. Like
around
something
there is
small.
where you go.
Yeah, like a condominium, exactly.
That
Like a
you
2-bedroom
own.
condominium. That's
But
not
if
going to
you-
be too much.
But if you look in Northwest Arkansas, there's not a lot of options. In a price range that makes a lot of sense. We sat down. I know you guys.
It
don't
just
believe
sounds
I-
like you
hold
want
on,
to-
hold on.
yeah,
Hold on.
sure,
I know
go
you guys
ahead.
don't believe I have friends. But I sat
I
down with my
believe you.
CPA.
Who said that?
A lot of people. Like every time I mention I have a friend who has a job, they're like, "You don't have a friend." But
Who
like,
says that? I don't say that.
Well, like I had a friend in
that.
PR, and they're like, "You don't have a friend in PR." I have a friend who works for the feds. You don't have a friend that has a Fed. So when
Cool,
I tell
okay,
you, I know
we're not those people, so I believe you have a friend.
Well, I
Now,
do
go
have a
ahead.
CPA
Sure.
friend
Mhm.
who's been helping with some tax shit, and we sat down one day and we've discussed a bunch of different things. The most promising thing, and this is something I don't want to do, and I talked about this when Tom was here. He wants me to get on a disability trust because I am disabled. I've been disabled since 2007, and I can draw benefits. The problem is we'd have to take all my existing assets, put it into a trust, and then I could get.
So,
back.
like, I don't understand how, like, disability works in Arkansas. Like, I thought if you were on disability by the government, you would get so much money per week or per month. I think it's per week by the government, right? Like, I thought that was how it worked. Because, like, you can't really work by yourself. So, in order to prevent you from, like, going homeless or something, the government gives you money to pay for, like, rent or something like that. You know what I mean? Pay for rent, pay for food or something like that. Does that not work in Arkansas? Does it work differently than I think? I don't know. I was under the impression that like, they actually gave you money for being disabled. Like
on Medicare and I have health insurance.
SSI, whatever.
So that's something we're considering doing. But on top of that, we sat down and we crunched the numbers, and we've not found a lot of things that make a lot of sense other than just.
So
get back to
I
working.
also crunch the numbers too because I like to research these situations and get down to the bottom of it. With Tom, actually, you said that your best earning month on YouTube was 30 grand with sponsors.
Yeah.
So explain to me real quickly. So in 2000 and I think it was 18 or 19, whatever, when you made $5,498,000 US dollars specifically, even if you multiply 30 by 12, which is like some real utopian ass accounting, that's still not even coming close to clearing 498,000. So like, what is up with these weird discrepancies in like income? Like that's at least $110,000 discrepancies.
I don't know, man. Like if you need to see my taxes, I've got them all on my hard drive. You can see them. I don't know. I mean, a lot of times when I quote numbers,
what the fuck? Like,
admittedly, a lot of times when I quote numbers, I'm not expecting that level of scrutiny. But you're welcome to see them if you need to. Muda.
But it's a documentary.
Dude, yeah, it's like this is a documentary that you.
Well, wait.
To,
So
like,
I thought you were
put
talking
out
about. I thought you were talking about a conversation with Tom.
Yeah, with Tom. With Turkey
somewhere in
Tom.
the documentary say I made $30,000.
Yes, with Turkey Tom. A couple months ago, 5 months ago, you said that your best earning month was 30,000 with sponsors. Yeah. In the actual documentary,
well, it might have been closer to 32.
Years,
it might have been closer to 35. I don't know.
32 and 35 isn't going to fucking dramatically give you 110,000 extra like shortfall. So what the numbers are so odd. Nothing in your math actually adds up. Like $500,000 in 1 year, and then there's tweets of you saying I paid $114,000 in like taxes or something too. So it's like,
well, if you want to see these numbers, it will bring you peace of mind. I'll just send you everything. I don't give a shit.
I'm not your accountant. Like I'm not the IRS.
Saying, like,
it's just like I explain.
It's like why would you?
I'll show you the numbers.
I think the truth is important, right? Like I think being factual. I think when you have a fan base, because
one of my like first of all, like it's no one else's business to like you shouldn't be offering to show your own private tax work to someone else. First of all, but Muda obviously has a point because none of this math is adding up either, though. So it's like, but you shouldn't be willing to just like. Well, instead of like having like a comeback or an argument, it's like, well, see, it's because of this. Instead, he's just like, well, I got my paperwork. I can just give you my taxes, dude. Here, look. Like,
no, it might have been 35.
One of my issues with you is this guilt. Is this guilt tripping you due to your fan base? Especially when it comes to money.
Right now?
Especially when it comes to money. It's like, I'm about to
I
lose
made
my
that
house.
mistake last year, and I haven't mentioned it since.
Let me explain. When it comes to money, you're always telling your fans, I wish I could do better. I wish, like I wasn't on my dire straits. And now when we're looking at your revenues and you're talking about your earnings, there's such a discrepancy there. So am I supposed to believe that?
I can fix these discrepancies for you. I'll set you down and you can see them.
am I supposed to believe that you're at your financial wits, or maybe you have more money than you let on? Because nobody has any idea. You're not giving factual numbers.
I literally posted.
And then
no,
you
I
get
literally
a little,
hold on. I
get a little
literally
bit
posted.
angry. You get a
I
little snippy
literally
with me when you
posted-
tell me shit about this.
I
And I'm telling
literally
you right now,
posted-
these discrepancies are
Hey,
not
Muda,
something
I
like to
literally
see.
posted my bank account info and my crypto info in the lolcow chat. You can see how much money I have.
I'm not in the lolcow chat.
You were when I posted it last week.
You think I looked through every single thing on there? Like, I'm not even a paid member of the lolcow podcast.
Well, I'm saying is, if
That
you're
is still
in it,
going
you
on.
can
I
go
thought
look
the
right now.
lolcow podcast
Unless you think I have like a
thing,
stack of cash laying
went
around,
off.
that's everything.
I'm
Oh,
not
for-
in that right now, nor do I see your tax information, nor do I need to see it. I just need to explain. I need you to tell me, for a man who's watched this documentary before its release and you stood by it, how could you stand by such glaring discrepancies?
They weren't that important to me, and I forget how important.
So you're telling me
everybody
the
else.
exact amount of money you make when that's such a big part of your like complaining?
Of
like
this
you're
whole
complaining-
thing,
Well, I know how much money I made. I don't care what you guys know or think. That's not that important to me.
But then what's the
I don't-
point of the documentary at all then? The whole point of the documentary is to like feel bad about me and this is why I suck and this is how I fell from grace and please feel bad for me when none of the information is accurate? Like I thought that was the whole point.
So you're willing to give us false information when we try correcting you on it? You
it's a
get snippy?
documentary.
Well, again, like I said, you got to take that up with Mike. Unfortunately, he ballparked the numbers.
Wait, you gave the information.
You were the
to
one
Mike.
who
You
No,
were
I
the
didn't
one
give him. No,
giving
I did
the
not give him
information.
that information. I did not.
What do you mean? He had access. You were the one talking about this with him. You were in your tub showing him your bank account.
Hold on.
You were
Hold on a
there.
second. Hold on a second. Okay. Let me call Mike. Let's get him in. On this.
I guess Mike is like the biggest fucking liar then, right?
No,
It's
he's
like,
not.
Holy
He
shit.
just again.
Well,
he's
apparently
not
Mike
used to the
plugs up
level
the
of
truth
insane
more-
scrutiny that you guys feel you need to have.
I guess Mike must like absolutely.
I guess
what the fuck?
documentaries aren't supposed to be truthful. I mean,
But if anyone else made a
this isn't a
documentary like this that had
mockumentary.
big financial discrepancies, they'd be.
Yeah, you'd be fucking mad. You'd be yelling at us. You'd be like, "Where'd you
No,
get
I
your
wouldn't. I'm so
information?"
used to you being wrong about me. I'm numb to it at this point.
How am I wrong about you?
I
called about these discrepancies. That's what
I'm
I'm
talking about in
you.
the past, man. And
How have I been wrong in the past? Please explain exactly how I've been wrong in the past.
My 18-year-old girlfriend's a good fucking start when she's not 18.
I never made a public statement.
You
by the way.
tweeted that
Never.
fucking last week. You tweeted
When did
that
I tweet
last
about?
week.
When did I tweet? What
You
did I
said
tweet
you're telling
exactly?
people she's 18. I never fucking
No,
did.
because
I never
was
did.
the one that talked about it in that leak.
No,
group
but
chat,
you
and I
tweeted it.
talked
It's
in.
on your fucking feed right now. You tweeted
What
it
do
out.
you mean?
When you
You're
tell
the-
people
when
your
you
girlfriend is
tell
18.
people-
When
Yeah,
you tell
when
people,
you
I
tell
never
them
did.
Keemstar,
I
you did.
never
That's
did.
what he told us
I
before
never
you
did.
did.
But I
That's what he
didn't.
told us.
But you are factually incorrect
Did
because
I make
never
that?
did.
Did I speak about that publicly until you made?
Yes,
mention
it's
of
on
it?
your Twitter feed.
Yeah, I quote tweeted you.
Yeah.
Because you were bringing it
you
up
didn't.
publicly. Yes,
No,
I
you
did.
didn't. That was
Gosh,
something.
this is
That was
so
a completely
ridiculous.
separate tweet.
You were the one that brought it up.
The
I
point that I'm
quote
making
tweeted
is you are
So
still
you're literally
fucking wrong.
lying right
The
now.
point that I'm
And
making
by
is
the
you're
way,
still fucking
even in
wrong.
there, I never
You're still
claimed that your
fucking wrong. I have her
girlfriend was
ID
18.
in my wallet.
I never
I know
claimed
how
that
old
she
she
was 18.
is.
You literally just
She's
lied
not- she's
so
20 years
hard.
old.
And now you're so mad that you got caught in this lie.
It's
Because
not a
I
lie. It's
quote-
on your Twitter
I
feed
quote-
right now.
Yeah,
Go
I
check your
quote
Twitter feed
tweeted-
right now.
I'm looking
Go
at it. I
check your
quote
Twitter feed
tweeted
right now. It's on there right now. It's on there right now. It's on there right now. Go look at your Twitter feed. It's on there right now. I ain't lying to nobody. It's on there right now. Go look at it. It's not.
This is such a mess. Rich is doing such a good job moderating these two also, isn't it? Like, these are two fucking children arguing with each other. My God.
There, I'm not lying about anything. It's fucking on there. You
Yeah,
said
I'm
it.
looking at it. You're the I quote.
You said it. You said that I said that, and I never did. I never did. I never did. I never did.
Yeah, you did.
I never
You're the
did.
one that said
I
it.
never
The
did.
Cuban
I
Muda
never
question.
did. I never did. But you said I
This is
did.
the best
That's
part.
you
When
being
you
wrong
catch
about
him in
me.
a lie,
That's
when you
you
catch him
being
in a
wrong
lie.
about
When
me.
did
That's
you
you being wrong about me.
I literally just fucking.
That's
proved
you
I'm
being
right.
wrong about me. Oh, what? How's
Like,
it feel,
you're
Muda?
legitimately,
How's it
like,
feel,
lying.
Muda? How's it feel, Muda, to be caught in the lie?
Sure,
Woo!
yeah,
How's
all
it
right,
feel,
we'll wait
Muda?
for you to calm down, I guess. Jesus Christ. And then I can deconstruct exactly how you're wrong.
How am I
quote-tweeted
wrong? Did you tweet that I said that she was 18?
Yes, I did.
I never did.
No,
I never
quote-tweeted
did. I
you
never
talking
did.
about the-
I
okay, there
never
it is.
did, though. I've never said it.
50-year-old
I've
man that
never said
literally
it.
cannot
I've
fucking admit
never
this
said
fucking
it.
What the fuck are you
I've
doing,
never
Rich?
said
You're
it.
supposed to be
50-year-old man.
moderating these
Jesus
two.
Christ.
I've never said it. I never will say it because she's not. She never was 18 when I knew her.
Yeah,
So
I
why would I
quote-tweeted
ever
the
say
fact
it?
that you were talking about
How
me in
long?
some
How
group chat.
long? How long were you talking to her
God damn, dude.
for?
We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary today. We officially started talking. talking November 10th. Last year.
November 10th of what year?
Last year. One year.
Okay.
Yeah. Which would have made her 19 at the time. We started dating when she was 20, when she turned 20 in March. And we've met for the first time in June.
And she legal is legal, and that's all that matters to me. But you don't think?
No, I mean it matters to me. I wouldn't want to date an 18-year-old. Yeah.
Why? Don't you think that's like kind of dumping your trauma on her?
I mean,
he doesn't care. He was sitting there telling her every single health issue that he had, and she started to cry in front of him. What do you think she's going to go through?
So this is my belief. I believe, and you might disagree, but I believe that if someone is going to be in your life, they need to be informed.
Why do you have to film it though?
Basically remind them that you're basically at death's door.
I
Oh yeah, that's really good.
I wanted to
huh?
set her down and make sure she fully understood what she was walking into.
What do you think her reaction was going to be? What do you think? A normal person is going to get up and run away, or do you think they're going to get, forcibly attached to you because shit, I'm a real bad person if I run away when this person's dying?
She's got a great place to go. I don't know if you're aware of this, but do you know that one of the biggest causes of divorce is people getting sick? Did you know that? Did you know that people who have cancer, their significant others leave them very frequently? Did you know that?
Yeah,
So yes,
we know this.
One of the most common responses to someone being as sick as I am would be to leave. She chose.
Yeah,
to
but
stay,
she's
awesome.
but she's psychologically damaged though.
Yeah.
She's
got daddy issues.
so
I mean,
am
shit. She even sat there and was like, "If you cheat on her, she'll still let it go because you're a YouTuber."
Yeah, we had a really good moment. We had a really
good
good moment on the live stream the other night, and she came in there. I'm like, "Baby, if I ever cheat on you, you got to promise me you'll cut my dick off." And she's like, "Of course." She's got social anxiety. She's like me. She says silly shit sometimes when the pressure's on. It's really hard.
But
silly shit, aka lying.
For her to say that she would still be with you if you cheated, like it's just.
She immediately regretted saying it. Like we talked about it that night. And
yeah, but Freudian slips are Freudian slips.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem healthy.
Yeah, I get that. At the end of the day, she's got loving parents that'll take care of her, and when she's ready to go, she can go, and I'll be glad to help her.
When she's ready to go, she can go. What are you waiting for her to leave?
No, I'm saying if that's something she decides she wants to do,
You don't think
you
don't think you're necessarily being selfish taking away these years from her life?
I think that she is an adult. I think that she has agency. I think that she knows that she has multiple places that she could be. She knows that she's got plenty of people that would pursue her. She's got a loving family that would take care of her. They miss her very much. We're going to go have Thanksgiving within a couple of weeks. And she knows that she has options. If she chooses to be here, then she has every choice to be here. And I'm going to make it an awesome time the whole time she's here. We have a good time. We watch her shows. We play our games. We take what little time together we can. And she's happy, and I'm happy.
This is sounding
and if
pathetic.
She's not happy. I fully expect her to tell me so we can solve the problem. Simple.
Hey, Rich, I'm gonna send you something in the chat. You think you can put it on the stream?
I can't see that.
This is the
Show me. Can you read it to me or whatever?
tweet. This is the actual tweet that Boogie is saying that I mentioned about him 18. I want you to tell me who I'm quote tweeting in this. Who started this contract? Who started this first? Please.
Read the tweet.
Sending
Read the
it
tweet
Zoom
to us.
or you
I sent it to you in the Zoom meeting chat.
Yeah, read the tweet to us, please.
Yes, read the tweet exactly.
I mean, who
And I
still
sent you an
uses
image as well,
Zoom?
too, that
Come
shows you the
on.
deleted tweet from the individual I quote tweeted. Just tell me who that individual is.
I mean, I'm not going to say I didn't start the conversation.
No.
I'm just
Shut the fuck up.
Okay,
You started.
go ahead.
You were literally hiding that. You were fucking screaming like a baby.
I'll keep screaming at the baby. You said that I said that she was 18.
All right,
I
so
never did.
there's that. I can't.
How do I
it's
see
not-
it? Can I? Is there a way to see it? In
Hold
the
on, I'm
Zoom
gonna
chat?
get that too. I'm gonna get that too.
Sorry to do this to you when you're high, man.
It's okay. I was just gonna play with the tape deck like a nice little middle-aged man tonight, and here I am. Where the fuck did I just save that to? Oh, I saved it to my desktop. Hold on, because that's also very boomer of me. Minimize everything. Here it is, I believe, and I will zoom in.
Yeah, who am I responding to there, Rich? Who started this?
What did you say though? Isn't that important too?
It's all right
What you
there.
say important?
Y'all expected me to go wild about these Keemstar Muda leaks where they shit talk me. I wouldn't have expected anything else from that type of group or chat. Mutahar quote tweets, but I didn't privately shit talk you. I'm very open about my dislike of you. I think you're one very manipulative person who loves to take advantage of your fans. Creators asked you about your weird relationship when you publicized it, which you very much did, Boogie. We all thought it was creepy.
Now, again, before Boogie talks over, when he's talking about group chat is a private chat that creators have between each other. This is not a public statement of fact. Under it, I said, when you tell people a girl you met just turned 18, because Keemstar was the one that told us about this in a group chat, and we were kind of a little bit grossed out. But I didn't make a public matter-of-fact statement because that's just Keemstar's word. I'm not going to publicly defame somebody when there's no hard proof. So before you go, I never did, there you go. That's your lie that you got caught up in. So
Wait a
I'll
second.
fucking
Read the
talk your way
tweet.
through it.
Read the tweet again.
Your
tweet.
tweet.
I'm so sorry. I'm dealing with some shit. read your tweet again, if you don't mind.
Y'all expect me to go wild about these.
No. His tweet, the one where he says that I was telling people that she was 18. Can you tell me that part again?
When you tell people a girl you meet just turned 18, it creeps us all out. You're a gross.
See, I never said that though. So there.
Keemstar said that. Keemstar told us that.
Yeah, but I didn't, and that's what's important. You said
okay?
that I said
Okay.
it.
So then
You
why are you
said
getting
that
mad
I
at me?
said
Get
it.
mad
You
at
said
me.
that I said it.
When
You
did I
said that
say
I
that?
said it. You just
Yeah,
there.
because Keem
Read it
said that
again.
you said it. To
But I
so
never
what am I
did.
gonna do?
Well,
Okay,
anyway,
then fucking
so
then you call out Keemstar for that. There
hey,
you go.
lolcow chat.
Why do you work with the guy that just slandered you? What the fuck? You're such a bitch.
I'm a
Why?
forgiving guy, man.
I
why? Fuck it. Keemstar's gonna make me money. I'm just here to make money.
And you're okay with it.
Keemstar
What the
just wants to
fuck?
make me money. I'm here to make me money. You're the one who tweeted it.
Mad,
Didn't you point out that it was a private chat? Didn't you point out it was a private?
You're the one that mentioned it. You brought that private chat up into the limelight. You mentioned "Be My Name" in that post. That's why I quote tweeted you. I wasn't going to mention a private chat.
Keemstar's asking me to save it for the lolcow
Bring it up.
podcast. I'm going to save it for the lolcow podcast. But have a good one. You did say that publicly. I said that she was 18.
I didn't say shit publicly.
You did.
I didn't.
You did say that. You did right
I
there.
didn't
in
make a
that
public
tweet.
matter
The
statement.
tweet that he just.
Then you need to go back to a fucking school and relearn how to read properly. because, my
Rich,
God.
read that to me one more time, could you?
Please,
the
read it again,
part where he
please.
says that she's 18. Could you do that again?
Did I say that? I said people said that she was 18.
No,
in the
no,
group chat
no.
that you were referencing.
Read it again for me, real quick.
When you tell people a girl you met just turned 18, it's
See,
just
I never did though.
When you tell
Have a
people
good night,
a
guys.
girl you just met,
But I never
turned
did
18,
though.
That person
I
is
never did
Keemstar.
though.
Keemstar
I never
said
did
it to
though.
us.
Have a good night.
Okay, so you're saying, all right, cool.
Then he just runs away.
Did he really just leave? Oh, he really did.
He
just
left because he gets rolled. That's what happens. He gets fucking bodied. Like, you want to fucking call me out? Cool. You can call me out for a million motherfucking reasons. But to say that I just said in that statement that I called his girlfriend 18 when I said other people said it in that group chat that he was referring to, by the way, he deletes tweets like a bitch. I had to go fucking find that off of like one of the hate forums, and I had to show that right here just to fucking clarify it. This is what he gets caught in a lie right here, and he goes home and cries. And he's probably crying when he's playing Super Mario fucking Wonder. His whole fucking body was a fucking act of wonder right now. Jesus Christ.
And yeah, dude, he's made way more money than I don't understand how he was pre-apocalypse getting huge numbers for years. So he's made more money than he's letting people know about. I don't care what he says or what papers he shows me. There's no way that he did not have more zeros in his bank account. Unless there's something I'm missing.
I do trust, if we can't apparently trust the documentarian or the person being like documented, I guess every fucking statement that we read are just bullshit. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Honestly, like, it's just insane. This is like, and here's the thing, okay? When anybody's like, I get mad, it's just like lying fucking pisses me off. It really does. It really just angers me to the point that like, and you know what pisses me off more is when you bring my credibility in action. I fucked up in the past when it comes to credibility, even when it with like Ethan Klein and everything. Since then, learning is the most important thing, especially when it comes to facts like this. I try to like triple check everything. So like when you like question me a million times, at least put some effort. Don't scream like a fucking baby. I literally had to find this. It took me 5 minutes to find the deleted tweet and show that, and that's why he left. Because it's like, what are you gonna do? You know.
Anyway, yeah, thank you, man, for coming on.
Yeah, no, it's great to be on, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a good night, and I appreciate it.
Take care, man.
Take care.
Well, that was that. Let me check one other thing because I wanted to see. Wow, I don't know what the fuck that was all about. But who's streaming right now? We got Raw Phil, Rydrake, Chill Murray, Fuck Soma.
Hello, guys and gals. Me, Mutahar, and let's talk about micro celebrities on YouTube. Okay, one of my biggest inspirations for people like Angry Video Game Nerd, Nostalgia Critic, people that would produce, relatively high quality videos for their time, still to this day, and they would review video games, movies, and whatnot. See, these guys were from a time almost 20 years ago at this point, okay? Not 20 years ago, but 10 to 20, okay? Almost 2 decades. And these were some of the first people on the internet as micro celebrities. See, back in the day, it was kind of baffling to think that you could upload videos on the internet and make money out of them and sustain a living, let alone an entire business even in some people's cases. Obviously, YouTube has evolved to the point where some of the biggest celebrities in the world are starting to come from here or TikTok or other places. People that are known internationally by millions, if not billions. But of course, Boogie2988 was one of those people that was there in the beginning. Now, everyone falls off the internet. It's not uncommon. I think being lucky enough to do this in the first place is already the reward. Obviously, nobody's a Simpsons or Family Guy and lasts forever. But Boogie is one of those cases where not only has he fallen off, but he's cratered to the center of the goddamn planet. And it's all because Boogie himself is a liar, Boogie himself is a manipulator, and he's somebody that I think is probably one of the most awful people on this platform. And the reason why I'm saying it is because Boogie has had a history of contradictions, of lies, of manipulating his fans into thinking that he's this broke, financially crippled individual, when in reality, he's just too scared of giving up the life of luxury that he currently still clings on to, just so that he can hold on just a little bit longer. And we'll
I would argue that
through this video.
PSP is a lot worse than Boogie,
grab a
but
cup
it's
of coffee,
still
and talk about
pretty
it.
bad.
One of the reasons why I'm even talking about it too is because Boogie's the kind of guy that during discussions, he'll just start messaging my wife, which absolutely still disgusts me to this day. For the last 48 hours, I've still been pretty mad about that, but we'll get to all that in a little bit. One of the catalysts for this is something that Boogie is promoting, his own documentary, The Dark Sad Life of Boogie 2988, which is not on his channel, it's on a channel from somebody known as Mike Klum, who has produced this 55-minute documentary pretty much putting Boogie in front of the world, in front of the actual normal audience, and showing that he is somebody that doesn't want to be helped, he just wants to be a professional goddamn victim. So let's actually look through a few highlights of this documentary, and I'll build upon things that I feel need further context. Now, Boogie has a history of financial problems on the platform, and he talks about how he actually only has $2,700 left in his bank account, and his actual mortgage on his home is currently at $183,000, according to when this documentary was filmed. Now, obviously, I'm kind of surprised. I think Boogie should have been able to pay off a $250,000 mortgage, from what I understand, his $250,000 crib.
Hey, my name is Boogie2988, and this is my $250,000 home.
How he hasn't been able to do that after the amount of money that he's earned on the platform is beyond me. Now, Boogie will say that he didn't really earn a lot of money on the platform.
Right. So in 2 or 3 months, you made as much as I made all 17 years on the platform to some degree. Like as much as I was able to save after everything, right? And I never made the kind of money you guys think I did because I just struck my fame way too early on the platform and the money wasn't there back then. The money's there now, but it wasn't then. I've never made $70,000 or $1,000. You know what my biggest monthly paycheck on YouTube was? Not including sponsors, about $17,000. Including sponsors, the most I ever made in a month was about $30K.
So this is how to catch a contradiction 101. When Boogie just claimed that he made $30,000 with sponsors on his best month, even if you took the annual earning, like you multiply that by 12, which you should never do. Obviously, your peak month is your peak month. You're going to have off months. But again, if you went with the most utopian earning model, you would look at $360,000 pre-taxed. According to this documentary, which again, he gave the producer Mike Klum full access to his financials, allegedly, 2018, he made $498,000 US dollars. So again, putting that up with his income, putting that up with the mortgage that he had on his house, it should have been paid for. Because ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest here, okay? It's insane. This person has seen such a massive earnings drop-off in 2019, 2020, 21, 22, that he should have absolutely accounted for some serious rumbling in his financials. Maybe this is when you should have started downsizing. But then, let's see what Boogie is careful on spending money in. According to this documentary, he has spent over $200,000 on escorts, basically sugaring.
Yeah, that was fucking insane.
The act of basically finding women online who have a financial relationship with you, you take them out on nice dates, you buy them nice things, and there's an expectation of sexual reward at the end of it for the person doing the purchasing, the sugar daddy and the sugar baby relationship. So again, this is what this guy spends his money on. His financial ruin was caused because he believes he should be able to fuck LA 10s instead of the Arkansas 8s, as he claims in that documentary. But again, this is just Boogie and how he views the people around him. He doesn't look at relationships like a normal human being. He looks at a relationship in the same sense of like a pure transaction. And when it comes to his money, he is his own destructive person on that regard. He had the money. He threw it all away. One of the most egregious things in this situation is him admitting to throwing his life and money away in cryptocurrency. So listen to this part from the documentary. It's baffling.
Money comes in, money goes out. For the longest time, my ex-wife handled that shit, but then I got divorced. I don't know where my money is. I don't know what it's doing. The only thing I've ever done with it is I threw it into crypto and then lost a shitload of it. Well, here's everything. If you want to see, there's 2,000.
So he starts with $750,000 apparently sitting in liquid savings. He puts basically all that money into cryptocurrency because he had a friend known as the Juggernaut at the time, according to him, where he actually talked about putting money into cryptocurrency. So this nearly 50-year-old man thinks that putting money into the most volatile fucking currency is a smart choice. Now again, this is the guy that bragged to people that he actually is crypto rich all of a sudden, right? Like one day he's like, I'm finally rich. How crypto made me rich. Listen to this one.
It was a very stupid, risky maneuver, but I invested pretty much everything I had into cryptocurrency. And I pulled it out a couple of times and I put it back in a couple of times. So I probably didn't do as well as I could have, but I invested all the way back here. And yeah, that's where we currently are with that market. So to say that I doubled my money is an understatement. In fact,
All right, so he literally admits to just straight up gambling his money. And he won for a little bit too. Now, instead of pulling that money out, he just basically let it fester and turn into nothing overnight. Now, anybody could tell you that putting money into cryptocurrency, such a volatile currency, was a stupid decision anyways. But Boogie actually won and still lost. Now, Boogie made a video a year after that where he said, I need your help, where he actually had to go around and tell people, yeah, I lost all my money and I might have to go, oh God, get a fucking job? Oh no, how dare that? Listen to this one.
I feel good. And I'm excited to do it again. The bad reason is I'm finally in a position where I have to get back to work. And I'm not making any excuses here. You know I spent a tremendous amount of money on dumb things.
Hookers!
But the biggest issue is that I had a nice big nest egg.
I took some financial advice from a friend, and I'm not pointing fingers necessarily. I took the advice.
I'm not pointing fingers. A friend of mine suggested I invest everything into crypto. Okay? So you're not pointing fingers, but you just did. Like, see, that's the level of hypocrisy that I like to call out in this situation, because he's just guilty of so many points of that.
But I put my money in the crypto market in the wrong section, and I pretty much lost most of everything. That sucks. That really sucks. It is what it is, though. I mean, like, I've come to terms with.
And yeah, you might be wondering, oh my God, should I feel bad for the situation? No, because even after
not at
losing all of that money, Boogie still has money saved over from those losses. That $30,000 something worth of crypto, according to his account, it actually exists in his balance as an asset. Now, even after losing all of that money, Boogie still apparently has $30,000 in assets remaining in cryptocurrency.
And he doesn't take it out.
The average salary of his state, which apparently is Arkansas, $48,000 a year, okay? To give you an idea, most people don't have $30,000 in their savings at any given moment because the cost of living these days is so fucking high that you earn the money right now yearly and all of it goes to bills, all of it goes to sustaining yourself. People live paycheck to paycheck. And yet Boogie here has still $30,000 left in a shitcoin that he can cash out at any given moment and start using that money to rebuild his life. Nobody is telling Boogie to stay in a house that he cannot afford. Boogie talks about paying off this mortgage of his that's apparently like it's a $250,000 house. Apparently his mortgage still on the house, according to the documentary, is somewhere around $165,000. Now what's insane is in this own documentary, Boogie will admit his actual annual income in 2018 alone was nearly $500,000 US. How this guy didn't pay off his house, but decided to put that money into an entire gamble, literally, it's like going to a goddamn casino, putting your entire life savings all on black, and expecting people to care about you when you've lost it all. Dog, you caused all of your life's problems. You cannot guilt trip your audience into caring about your finances, your well-being, when you just gamble it all away like a child. He could downsize his life. He could get rid of the house, move to an apartment with 2 rooms. After all, you only got you and a girlfriend.
Dude.
You can have 1 room for your YouTube stuff, 1 bedroom, and your living room, where is the center of your life, apparently. You can put your TV in, your soundbar, your video game consoles. There is no shame in cutting down your life. It's like this. If I can't afford my house, I'm never going to actually guilt trip you guys on a YouTube video and tell you guys, yeah, I really wish I could stay in my house. And, you guys better start donating money to like live streams, or, you better start buying some merch. No, I'm going to have to go out, find a way to make money on my own and sustain the lifestyle I live in. And if I have to downsize, there is no shame in that. People do it. Businesses do it all the time. It's okay to cut back and reevaluate where you are in your life when your financial situation changes. Boogie refuses to do it because at the core, this person is a man-child that refuses to actually take accountability for his own actions and pivot his life accordingly. Instead, he'll point fingers at everybody else instead of himself and do anything worth changing. It's like the fast food stuff. This man has the option to change his life for the better. He refuses to do so, so what does it matter anymore? Now, according to this documentary, Boogie has a lot of health problems. Obviously, he's a big guy. He's going through a lot of confirmed medical diagnoses, according to this documentary. Now, a lot of these medical diagnoses, I've talked to my wife, who's a medical professional, my father, who's also a medical professional, have told me that a grand majority of these cases can simply be avoided or reversed had he decided to lose the weight. This is one of the most important things for Boogie where it comes to weight loss, an actual goal that he has never managed to bring across to the table. He has went through a gastric bypass that he himself has admitted to completely fail, and one of the reasons why he chooses to constantly fail his aspect of weight loss is because even in this own documentary, Boogie is out there constantly feeding himself with fast food. I swear to God, in this documentary, he's probably eaten McDonald's and Taco Bell like 3 goddamn times. It's no joke. He is just going out of his way to hurt himself. These are things that anybody can avoid, but Boogie refuses to do so because he, again, prefers to be a victim. Again, he doesn't want to be helped. He doesn't want to make even the tiniest things that could change his decrepit lifestyle for
and again,
the
there's
he just
a
wants
lot
you to
of
feel bad for him.
similarities between Boogie and DSP.
If he doesn't want to get better, why should I care that he wants to get better? I can hope, but it doesn't mean that I should necessarily be putting in any of my mental strength into it. It's just manipulative for the fans to constantly be reminded, I want to change, while doing literally nothing to make your fucking life better at all. Now, in this entire documentary, one of the most insulting parts is when Boogie actually sits down with this interviewer, this recruiter, and purposefully, in my opinion, screws up this interview, where at least they were telling him to go get a job. Because if you can't make money through YouTube, start getting a job.
I am morbidly obese. I have no references, no work history, and no education. And when you Google my name, you might see rumors that I beat my ex-wife and I'm also a pedophile. Should mention I'm also a felon.
Okay. What's the nature of your felony?
Like, she knows that he's not here seriously, and I think that kind of just settles in. But listen to what she says. Absolute bang-on advice.
I don't think it's impossible, but you have some challenges.
Yeah.
Lots of things in life are about your mindset, and you're using weight and disability. I can't. If that is the attitude that you're going to have when you approach everything, then you can't, and you won't.
And he will never. And she's absolutely right. He always wants to play the victim, and that's what it comes down to. So, of course, after this entire documentary, the problem is he goes to Mike Clem and tells him that he's not going to get a job. And listen to exactly why. Listen to this shit. Because
Yeah,
he couldn't
that was
get
bullshit.
corporate approval because of his armed felony nature.
I know we're making this documentary and everything, and I know you think I need to get a real job, but I just want to let you know I'm not going to. I'm not going to walk into some job when I have 4 million subscribers on YouTube. I'm one of the original YouTubers. What I'm going to do instead is go back to making content, go back to telling stories and entertaining people, and making money doing it.
Dude, what is this? Why would I walk in and get some job? As if that's a dirty fucking word. Why does he say it like that? Yeah, I'm an OG YouTuber. I've got 4 million subscribers. 99% of them
they
do
feel
not
like
watch
they're
the fucking
owed
videos,
money
okay?
just for
Your
being
subscriber
popular at
burn
one
rate
point.
is as high as crypto's burn rate too. You are looking at 99% losses. Instead of trying to beat your head against a wall and guilt trip the audience and produce content that, by the way, is inferior to 99% of videos released on this platform to this day. Boy, there's a whole lot of 99%. He refuses to get a job, looks at it as like it's some dirty word, and decides to revive his YouTube channel, which he really hasn't. He's gotten an uptick in views because of videos like mine, like Charlie's, like H3H3 covering him, this documentary, but because Boogie is not naturally an entertaining individual, all right, at least in my opinion, and because he refuses to actually put any effort into anything that he does, it's going to be short-lived. And if people find that mean, I'm sorry, it's the fucking truth.
My health insurance is $800. I have $500 worth of medical bills. I have $500 worth of utilities. I pay for doctor's visits, physical therapies, labs constantly. I still have to pay for the car that I drive. I still have to pay for car insurance. I still have to pay for health insurance. Diablo 4 came out. I had to buy it. Final Fantasy 16 came out. I had to buy it. Tears of the Kingdom came out. I had to buy it.
Hold on there, bucko! Diablo 4 came out. I had to buy it. Tears of the Kingdom came out. I had to buy it. Dog, these are what we call luxuries, okay? You don't need to buy any fucking video game.
Like, unlike DSP, Boogie is not a Let's Player. He doesn't actually play games on his, on his channel. I'm pretty sure he doesn't play games every fucking day, you know? Well, at least with, DSP, it kind of makes more sense because, that's the only real reason he's getting anyone watching him at all is when he plays games. Right? But even with DSP, it's if you have multiple games coming out, just pick one new one for now, and you can play older games until you get the money to get the newer other ones, you know? Yeah, it's like you're right, Newt, because it's DSP, Boogie, all these people, they just got so fucking lucky that they were in the right place at the right time. They didn't get popular because they were entertaining. They didn't get popular because they tried hard and the quality of their the quality of the content was any good or anything like that. That's not why they were popular. They were popular because there wasn't that much choices available back then. So the options available back then were kind of very limited compared to what it is now. Now you got so many people out here on YouTube trying to make content and making it be the next big person or whatever, right? So of course, you're gonna have people that are a lot better than people like Boogie and DSP who aren't really trying all that hard, and it's just ridiculous. So of course, no one's gonna watch them.
Because let me tell you something right now, if you can't afford luxuries, then you need to start downsizing your life. Again, if he can't afford this $2,000 mortgage, consider moving down to an apartment, renting somewhere else. Then you could have the money to buy Diablo 4, or Tears of the Kingdom, or Final Fantasy 16.
And there's nothing wrong with renting.
Cut down your life, okay? Do not put this onto the audience. It's insane how this man can complain about financial irresponsibility when he's sitting in front of these shitty one-up arcade machines from Walmart that actually have no resale value, in my opinion, whatsoever. This man is surrounding himself with toys and video games as if he's a child, okay? As if he's a kid at the Rockefeller Center going into one of the big toy stores. Dog, downsize your life, sell off your shit, and live normally, okay? There is no shame in that. But again, Boogie refuses to do it. In fact, in his mind, he feels almost entitled to these luxuries. No one is entitled to anything. You should feel lucky that you're in a luxurious lifestyle. especially when you can't even afford it. And this isn't the only case of Boogie doing this. Obviously, he has a history of trying to purchase these extravagant luxuries. Like, there was a saga related to a Tesla Model X, one that I'll let Boogie explain a little bit too.
For $33,000. I ended up buying the X, Curfew.
He ended up buying the X. The Model X is the most expensive luxury SUV from Tesla Automotive, which again is their highest price product, okay, especially when you go speccing it out, which I don't think Boogie bought the plaid version of the Tesla. But again, this man is pitching the idea of buying a luxury SUV in front of his audience when apparently his actual financial status, according to him, doesn't reflect it.
I still haven't got it fully financed yet. I'm having to finance it, obviously. I can't spend $100,000 in a day. That would be insane, right? But I am financing it, okay?
Wait, really? I didn't even know about this.
How many fans are going to end up buying a Model S because of you? And I'm like, okay, all right, that's fair. He goes, what if we put 10 more?
Like you were just bitching and complaining that you can't even afford your fucking apartment and you want this brand new fucking Tesla car? Like, how does that make any fucking sense? Yeah, exactly. New, like
cars on the road.
Like, there's so many better content creators. Hell, even some detractors are really entertaining. Like, you got Detractor Beam, who's always fun to watch. I really love watching Ann Lee. GGD is always really good. You know, there's so many good people out here making great content. And it's like, and they're like working way harder than any of these idiots are. And it's like, I know, like I started making content not because I want to get popular or whatever, and I don't plan on ever being that, like, right? I just want to get my side out there, like my take on a lot of these things out there, but it's a struggle for me because I'm not used to talking fast. Does that make sense? It's not so much public talking, it's just sometimes it takes me a second or two to think about what I'm going to say before I actually say it. So, like, I'll trip over my words sometimes, so I do apologize for that. But it's just, it's so it's just a little complicated sometimes. But no, my content sucks. I'm not going to lie and pretend my content's good, but thank you, though.
Think about the impact you're making in the world.
But it's still fun to do, and I'm like, and just from me starting to, like, put content out there, I am learning a lot about OBS and stuff that I would never have actually learned had I not done it. You know what I mean? So I am glad I'm doing it because it is fun to do. I'm getting to meet new people I haven't met and talk to people I wouldn't otherwise talk to, plus learning all this new stuff like OBS and stuff. I still want to get better at video editing, so I still need to work on that a bit. But yeah, it's fun.
I'm like,
yeah, this is probably some of the dumbest stuff that I heard, and I wanted to add it in for a bit of comedy relief.
I'm not relying on it for a job. I still have a normal job I do and stuff.
The most degenerate car salesman like this, you run. Okay, first off, adding 10, 20 more cars on the street is not offsetting the fucking carbon pollutions that making those Teslas, in my opinion, are going to cause. And also, I don't think anybody in your audience is also going out to buy another luxury executive sedan because they're watching Boogie drive.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy a Tesla, though. I'm like, maybe, like, don't buy a Tesla.
Anyways,
I don't trust fucking Elon Musk to make a car.
Being financially stupid and putting that onto the audience. And when you start mentioning things like this, and you start mentioning, oh, I can't spend $100,000 in a day, there is an.
And that's the sad thing. Is like you actually get genuinely good content creators that get overlooked because they're not popular. Because like at the end of the day, social media is a popularity contest, and you get people who are actually trying really hard on Twitch and on YouTube and stuff like that, and they get overlooked sometimes when they actually do really entertaining, really good stuff and are trying like way harder than people like fucking DSP and Boogie and shit like that. And yet, like, they are the ones that end up getting like more attention because they're fucking lolcows or whatever, you know?
Element of, in my opinion, guilt tripping that sort of passes on to the audience as well too. But again, we're going to leave that over there. I think I've covered his money situation way too much, okay? And I think, honestly, it's more than he deserves because he doesn't care about changing it, and that's pretty much
I don't recommend doing YouTube full-time as an actual job. It's not worth it.
Obviously, some of you all will remember that Boogie
It's a creative outlet, and it should be treated as such.
Fired a gun right into the air, which caused him to actually be in some serious legal troubles that cost him a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of that could have been avoided had Boogie not brought that on himself. Listen to this clip right now. This is an interview that he had on Drama Alert with Frank Hassel, where it actually sounds so fucking unhinged, I couldn't make this up if I tried.
This is status quo for me. So show the up, and let me show you how I handle status quo.
Why do you keep threatening to shoot me? This is weird.
Because I'm going to kill you and take pleasure doing it. That's I'm going to kill you. I'm going to take pleasure.
The fuck up. Go eat your cane.
Okay. Okay.
You need to chill, bro.
You're less than 4 miles away from me last night, so you can't drive 4 miles. You can't drive 4 miles to actually.
So Boogie, while being visibly scared for his life, apparently enough that he had to respond to the door with a firearm when the other party didn't have a gun, was literally telling that party to come to his house, meaning that even if he had castle doctrine, he couldn't get through it. He couldn't actually make it valid. He invited the problem to his house. You cannot invite somebody to your premises and then threaten to shoot them. That is not how castle doctrine works, okay? That's not even how hassle doctrine works. But again, a lot of these problems Boogie causes on himself because he's impulsive and
an idiot.
He doesn't think about it. Now, recently, Boogie has entered a relationship with a girl that is, I guess, 20 while he's 49 or 50. And it's a very, very massive age gap. Now, obviously, I'm not here to get on somebody's ass about a perfectly legal relationship. I want to remind everyone, when you're over the age of 18, you can date an 80-year-old, okay? At the end of the day, that's the law. But the law is not always ethical. And obviously, for people who sit down and look at these relationship dynamics, people are going to be creeped out. Now, in private group chats and private DMs, some of them which have been leaked, I have been in those DMs calling Boogie a weird person, okay? Not spreading rumors, I've just been calling it weird behavior. And that's because I think this is weird behavior. Boogie's girlfriend that he's been touting off is 20 years of age, obviously far more junior to him, and she doesn't appear to have a lot of life skills, obviously a lot of life, I guess you could say, experience, and their relationship was built on something known as trauma bonding. A trauma bond, which according to this situation, follows a cycle and rests on an imbalance of power. Leaving an abusive relationship usually isn't as simple as walking out the door. The emotional attachment known as a trauma bond develops out of a repeated cycle of abuse, devaluation, and positive reinforcement. It's only natural to develop a bond with someone who treats you with kindness. Many abusive relationships begin with a shower of affection and assurances of love. These attempts to manipulate often succeed since you remember the early days of a relationship. Now, I assume that Boogie is not referring to that type of trauma bonding. I think they literally are referring to the fact that obviously both of them have been through rough situations in life, and by sharing it, by being comfortable with one another, that's how the relationship is built up off. Now, obviously, for most people who look into this, they might think that this is very creepy. A nearly 50-year-old man is somehow finding a lot of trauma
just a bit creepy
with somebody that isn't even old enough to legally drink. And it's not just me saying it, right? You've got a bunch of people in the comment sections to his own videos going, Boogie, I really do think you took advantage of her. She clearly has her own issues, and it's sad because I've met people like her in my past life. I'm 29 years old, and I know the signs of someone like her who only in her early 20s would date someone your age. We all know she didn't have a best life, and you're just using it for your videos. It's disgusting. No, I don't think you care about her or try to help. If I were her actual friend, I would tell her to get the hell out of this weird situation and find someone who can really care about you and help you. And of course, if you look in the actual video that Boogie posts, by the way, on his own channel, it gets downright depressing. So listen to this.
Sorry, I'll repeat all that. What was the question? So if he cheated, I'm not gonna break up with him because I love him and it's gonna hurt. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. But I know at the end of the day he loves me, so.
Oh my God.
To see him with, to see Boogie with another woman, it would hurt and it would make me jealous, but I'd get it.
What? Listen, ladies, if you ever feel that it's okay for a guy to cheat on you, get the fuck out of that relationship. Cheating is never okay. Simple as that. And that's one of the problems that I think is with this girl, okay? She obviously is very, very, very young, and she's very much into this life with a person that is far more older, very, very unhealthy, and according to his own statements, is literally on the verge of dying. There's a point in the Mike Lum documentary where he sits down with the girl, explains his life situations, and basically she starts crying down. Now, obviously, I think in some way that's a little bit emotionally manipulative.
I really want you to understand how actually sick I am. Like, I don't know if you actually get it, but this is my health summary. This is everything that's currently wrong with me. My risk for stroke or heart attack is astronomical. I am essentially a walking time bomb. And I'm so fucking sorry for that. I really, really wish I had taken better care of my body.
Yeah, I know.
Obviously, how can you sit somebody down and talk about your life problems, your health issues, and they start crying? How do you think they're going to walk
I'm really
away?
fucked up. Here's all the shit that's wrong with me. I'm probably going to die like in a half hour.
It's really shitty to leave somebody behind when they're literally dying, okay? There is a lot of weird dynamics in this relationship that make me cringe, and most of the world can see that. How Boogie, the narcissist that he is, well, I guess that explains it, puts this video up and thinks that it makes him look in a good light is actually beyond me and baffling. Now, to go back to the leaked conversations that I had with other YouTubers about this situation, I firmly stand by and believe this is creepy. Boogie's response to that is making it appear as if I made this a public, matter-of-fact statement. I did not. In fact, if anything, I kept it pretty much quiet until Boogie decided to prod the bear in public and pretty much tell me that I was fabricating shit. So I basically say I didn't fabricate anything. I didn't talk about this. Other YouTubers asked me about this. They might have fabricated it, but that's on them. If somebody asks me what I think about your weird relationship, I'm going to say it like any other person my age does. You're creepy. You're manipulative. You're weird. I don't think it's built on good intentions. What does Boogie do to prove that this girl, that I don't even know is over the age of 18? He will literally send me her identification. Now, I find it so odd that Boogie is talking to a girl and is with her, is in love with her, and just happens to have her ID on his phone at the fucking ready beck and call to send to some random over the internet. Do you not care about her safety? Do you not worry that, oh shit, I'm sending this image to YouTubers who could maybe get hacked? I don't know. Their DMs could get leaked. And then, by nature, even her ID could get leaked. Why am I sending this image to random people on the internet that I don't really know?
Not good.
It's fucking weird that he does this. And I feel bad for this girl because she lets it happen. It's just weird. It's really fucking weird. Now, that's where I'm pretty much going to leave this girl at.
Like,
I don't really want to add more trauma into her life or bring her more up into a public.
Like, I don't have my boyfriend's ID in my wallet. Like, why would he have hers?
Because I, like most people, find it creepy. Now, to whittle on back to Boogie's contradictions, one of the things in his expense sheet he listed, and this is, again, how you figure out a Boogie contradiction. He will constantly be a manipulative liar and change facts literally in minutes, seconds, hours, days, weeks. Inside this documentary, he mentions how much money he made on a fight he had with Wings of Redemption, all the way out in London.
Watch the way he hits my head. My brain got shocked with each one of those. It's ricocheting against my skull.
So since you guys were here last, I did have a bit of a windfall, which bought me some time here in this house. The problem with that is I spent more than $10,000 getting that fight together. So by the time all that was done, all I did was put that $10,000 back into savings.
Now, for this fight, he was paid $10,000. I asked Keemstar, he said $11,000 because apparently they paid for his lab work to get sanctioned for the fight. Now, inside this list, he mentions boxing lessons around $1,500. Now, this is where it gets really wild. So listen to this.
Dude, you were talking about you had boxing training and shit. I'm like, I can't afford boxing training. I'm gonna have to fucking be out here under the shed.
Yeah, my boxing training was I fought a drunk friend down in Dallas, Texas.
Apparently, he either paid $1,500 to his drunk friend to fight him in Dallas, Texas. Is that $1,500 in boxing lessons? I don't know. What the fuck? But here, listen to this one real quick.
Punch strength. My technique is terrible, but he's not working with a boxing trainer either, so I don't think either of us is going to have technique.
What's that? He also doesn't have a trainer as well, too. See, these are little contradictions that one can pick up. Now, that contradiction came from my wife's podcast, The Real Weird Sickos, where she invited Boogie to talk about this situation, amongst a whole litany of other things. And this is where it gets really hilarious. Boogie is a guy that says, I'm over. I'm done with drama. And that video was posted like, what, 8 days, 9 days ago? Yeah, in reality, Boogie is not done with anything like it. Boogie decides to basically keep mentioning me by name on his social media feeds, acting like I'm spreading weird rumors and whatnot. Now, my wife will defend me. She will just say, hey, your whole life is a walking set of contradictions. Now, I don't like to publicly engage with Boogie because he constantly says that I'm punching down, even though if you talk shit on the internet, you will definitely get hit. I actually DM'd him privately and told him, listen, if you don't want to make this a public thing, why are you constantly spreading up misinformation? Why are you just lying? Why are you just constantly being weird about this? And Boogie decides to send me an entire list of words, and obviously I said in my piece, I really just said, hey, listen, I don't really need to dredge anything up, and that's pretty much what it comes down to. I don't want to bother making a video, and I'm not really looking forward to it either, just because there's a whole lot of other things that I could cover. I am driving. Let me paint the scene here. I'm driving home from New York, okay? I got my wife with me, I got me, and I don't respond to anything. 20 minutes later, next to my phone, my wife's phone starts blowing up, and lo and behold, I see Boogie mentioned on here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this sends me into a bit of a rage because I find it so weird that the moment I don't respond to you, the next person you're hitting up is my wife about this situation. Obviously, it upsets me, it upsets her, it upsets people. We think it's weird, okay? Boogie crosses a personal boundary, and he decides to ask my wife, even mentions if I'm triggered or not. Yeah, I'm not triggered at you, I'm just triggered at the fact that you start reaching out to my friends and family. It's just a line you don't cross. Now, Boogie will claim that he doesn't know who my wife is. Like, oh, you just picked a random one account that is actually, like, the spouse of the creator that you're mad at. You know, the person that has anniversary photos of us on the internet. But also, funniest fact about it, too, you were on her show. So this is why lying comes so naturally to this person, too. He doesn't really care. He just lies about any fact.
There's a lot of similarities.
Immediately countered. But of course, one of the wildest things about the end of this entire documentary is when he promotes drug usage. 47 minutes in to get out of this documentary, Mike records Boogie at this shaman, weird as fuck by the way. The shaman gives him psychedelic mushrooms.
Quote unquote
and this
shaman.
is his way to like apparently reset his mind. Now, I'm just going to start off by saying that drug usage is obviously not something anybody should be promoting. If you are going through a lot of mental and
kids,
physical
don't do
issues,
drugs.
don't do fucking drugs. If you are going through financial problems, don't do drugs, okay? Boogie is not being taken care of by anyone licensed in the medical field. He's
Not
just
at
going
all.
into the forest and doing fucking drugs with randoms. And this is where, again, Boogie refuses to take life into his own hands. Instead of downsizing his financials, he decides, I'm just gonna pick up an incredibly expensive hobby like mushrooms and go off with it. Well, Boogie, it doesn't work that way, son. And that's pretty much where we're going to end it at, okay? Yeah, real good message to end off on. Hey, your guys' life is all messed up? Try using some mushrooms. Hey, maybe combined with some therapy and some other pseudoscience crap, it could work. But ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much where I want to end it at. I know that I've been harsh in this video, and I probably could have been harsher, but honestly, Boogie is so, I guess you could say, Boogie is such a, I guess you could say, manipulative character that being mad over him is just not worth it, okay? I know that a lot of other creators are still getting mad over this day because Boogie refuses to do even the minor things to make his life better. The only thing that makes me angry in this situation is the manipulation he puts to his fans. Look, I'm just going to say it like it is. We are all lucky to be making the videos that we are making and making even a dime off of it. Boogie had a great career at one point. He squandered it, threw it away, and I think what's the most insulting in this is he refuses to take care of his physical health, he refuses to downsize and get a job, and to this day, he will continuously bumble his head through YouTube, through burning whatever bridges he may have remaining. He is a consistent, pathological liar. He is an individual that is, I guess, I'm not a psychologist, but he appears to be the biggest narcissist on the platform. He is somebody that does not care about any consequence. He has caused everything bad to happen in his own life. And all he wants is for you to sit down, fucking cry and feel bad for him. Well, don't feel bad. Because Boogie could easily change his life around, but he refuses to. He refuses to eat better. He refuses to downsize and make his financial situation
Honestly, you
lighter.
see a lot of
And
that stuff
instead of,
with
working hard,
my
he decides to
600-pound
chuck
life as well. You see a lot
into
of like that
volatile cryptocurrency
learned
asset and thinks
helplessness.
That's somehow a great idea.
And where they
He
refuse to
won
actually
in
like
that, by the
help
way,
themselves
and refuse to cash it out like a smart person and start building off of it. Absolute wild behavior. But yeah, how Boogie thought this documentary could paint him in a good light is beyond me. But ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much where we're going to leave it at. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. I am out.
All right, I think that's it. Let me just double check. Who is still on? Seems like not that many. Let's chill up to.
Ruthless, I do that to you.
There we go.
The smelling salts told me to not, nod off because I'm so fucking high.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna head on out. That was my little foray, I guess you could say, into learning about Boogie, I guess. It's very similar to DSP. I guess that's what all these lolcows really have in common, if you think about it. So I was like, that was pretty rough. I don't see how Boogie could have thought that he would have looked good in that situation. But I don't know. Like how he could have seen that and thought he would have looked good is beyond me. I'm not sure. But I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully I can finish my video that I'm working on about DSP. Oh, I'm sorry, Mackie. But it's like I've been on for 2.5 hours, so I'm running out of content. But I'll be back in a little bit. No problem. Thank you guys for showing up and everything, all right?